Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I see a bunch of you waiting in here already. Excellent. Whoa. Bacon. I'm sorry. Joe Morris was first. So, congratulations, Joe Morris. I think I'm going to start congratulating publicly the first person in chat. So, Joe Morris, everyone give him a round of applause. He's most responsive to the few notifications that go out. Thank you, YouTube. The GD Bacon, what's up, player? A American, what's cracking? Da, 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 da. Awesome, dude. That's awesome. Hey, American, you're funny. DB Cooper, what's up? Man Against the Masses. Jake the Great, our resident Jamaican. Yeah, guys, check out A American if you haven't. He's check him out. Sub to his channel. Shooting Gallery New England, what's up, brother? Sport Brand, what up? Matt Schoen, what up? AGR, what up? What up? What up? Okay. All right. Dean, what's cracking? Channel member. OP, Carolina ADC Reviews. Too many choices. Dirt McGirt. Sorry, I just want to say what's up to you guys. Rick Marshall, what's cracking? Okay. Now that I got a little greeting done, we have a very special guest today. It's someone that you may have seen before on the channel, but this time we're going deep. Real. I'm just kidding. We're just going to kind of chat. So get ready. Hello. Today, I'd like you to welcome Babyface P.
Hey. It was a very dramatic intro right there.
I know, right? I love it. And it's so funny because every time I like do a video or a live stream and I'm wearing this shirt that's like clearly a Che Guevara shirt that
Yes.
says socialism,
Yes.
people freak out, man.
Yes.
It's actually really funny. And as I'm sitting here, there was one video that I did where I was literally like holding an SBR, talking about how the ATF are like, encroaching on our natural rights, and people are like, "Commie, you're a commie." It's like, what? Like, do you know? Have you seen the rest of this shirt? Yeah, but you're right. I mean, I could probably do things better. But anyway, Babyface P, thank you for coming back on. It is sincerely a pleasure to have you on. That's right, Joe Morris. It is indeed for figs. You got that right. If you could let the people know a little bit about yourself, who you are, and all that jazz.
I run. So the best way to describe who I am is I'm a dude that runs a YouTube channel out of his garage. That's what I always say. Is I'm not anybody special. I just run a YouTube channel where we typically I got my start making things. So my claim to fame is making AKs on video, showing people how to make AKs. But I have a full machine shop in the garage, so I can make just about anything if I put my mind to it. But nobody special. I'm just a dude in a garage showing other dudes in their garages how to make stuff. That's what I always try to preface with.
Well, it's interesting. I heard a story about a guy that started a company in a garage with books, but I don't think he really amounted to anything.
There are lots of there are some success stories out of garages, but I haven't found my niche quite yet. Once we get there, we'll know.
I think honestly, it's like you're like no homo. You're just like a really cool dude, and I think
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, for real. It's you are, and it's kind of unique to come across like really cool, authentic people that are just them. Right?
Yeah, what's funny is when you get started, you see a lot of people that start YouTube channels and things like that, and they try to be somebody that they're not, or they try to emulate their favorite YouTuber, and you have to remind them, like, the reason that person made it is because that is who they are,
Yeah,
and
because they're them.
they're them, and they already have that niche. So
Yeah.
you trying to take that, like, they've filled that niche. You got to fill some other role in the equation. So
Yeah, I've talked to people that are like, and it's interesting because I never like, I don't know, I don't really, consider myself. Flying Rich just text me. Okay, I think this is one that I just have to show on camera. Um, all it says is,
fuck you, Dark.
Richard, what did I? Oh, okay, and a
Smiley
smiley
face.
face. Yep. Okay, so that's okay. Flying Rich, we love you. Um, so I occasionally have people hit me up, just a few that have been like, dude, your channel's done really well, which I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. I think we could be much further than where we are. Um, a lot of what I do is kind of scattered, but they're like, I have an idea. I want to start a channel, and like, this is the personality that I want to become, and this is the role that I want to play. And I'm like,
I think there are two types of channels out there. There are, when it comes to gun tubers, there are the people who are themselves. So 95% of them are just who they are. And a lot of them find people who are either like-minded or are, attracted to them in some way. Like they find a connection with the person. And then like that small 5% are characters. And that brings to mind like FPS Russia, people like
yeah,
that who completely are nothing like their person. They're not just doing small
yeah,
tweaks. They try to be a complete TV character.
yeah,
And that
yeah,
can work too. But it's a lot harder than just being likable, I guess. I don't know. It's
yeah, yeah,
yeah, and that's the other thing is you also have to be kind of likable, I guess.
dude,
Personable.
yeah,
You gotta be personable.
absolutely,
I got
yeah,
the gift of gab from my grandfather, thank God. He's from Tennessee and he passed on the gift of gab for me, but up until
nice.
I was like 20, I was not a social person at all. So
Man, I'm the same way. I was just not in
yeah.
to speak. I like, if I went in front of a room of people,
Hmm.
like my palms would get sweaty, my
Yeah,
knees would
absolutely.
get weak, mom
Mom
spaghetti,
spaghetti.
yeah. But like, I just would have such anxiety, and I would just like literally almost black out.
how did you
And
how did you get out of that? Because I know how I did, but how did you get away from that?
so two things. So I left high school at 15. I opted for early retirement, against my will. And um, when I did that, I kind of had to like rush through, like, to get my diploma, and or is that, yeah, diploma. And then I did a little bit of college, and then I left because I was like, this is even more stupid than public school. But I took a couple classes that were public speaking,
Hmm.
and I started to kind of learn about public speaking, and just like some really small tips and tricks and things that you can do that, like, psychologically, people like watching and listening don't pick up, but their subconscious does.
Hmm.
And it's, just kind of like cool small stuff, right? Like, one trick, if there's anybody out there that's a public speaker, and there's that awkward moment that when you are done and you stop talking and no one claps or
Yeah, and you're
does
like,
anything or says anything,
thank you.
there's a trick. You tell them to give themselves a round of applause for sitting through your lecture.
Sounds like this sounds like a sales play. Give yourself a round of applause for joining in on that, everybody. Thank you so much for coming
Dude,
out. You go tip
they
your waitresses. You come
freaking
on out.
love it. They're like, oh, yes, I'll clap for myself. Yeah. And
Yeah,
then the whole room is like, ah.
people. This when I say this, it's going to sound terrible, but people in general, I think, want to be told what to do.
Oh, yeah.
Most people out there,
Yeah.
especially when you're in groups. I mean, Let's just get right into it, I guess.
Yeah.
Did you see the literal rape train that happened in Philadelphia last week? You didn't see this in the news?
What? No, I don't. Unfortunately,
There was a
watch the
train
news.
that went 12 blocks, 12 stops with a woman literally getting sexually abused. I don't know if she was fully raped,
Yeah.
but nobody did anything. They took out their cell phones and videoed. So it's big in the news. If you Google that right now, I think it was in Philly.
What?
Um, there were multiple people on the train. Nobody helped her. Clearly, she was in distress. Clearly, she was not with this guy, and clearly, what was happening was wrong. And they all took out their phones and just filmed. And it just
Dude.
goes to show that people don't. What's the psych term for it? Where like groupthink, where people just don't react.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, people want to be told what to do. Like if somebody were to stand up and been like, "Stop that guy," I
Yeah.
guarantee a bunch of people would have done it.
A bunch of
But
people. Yeah.
yeah, but people
And
won't act on their own.
yeah, which is sad, and I think there's a lot of different levels to that, and I think part of it is today's climate. Now
Yeah,
that is a little different, right? Like that, I don't care who you are,
I would have like I couldn't even imagine being there. Somebody would
dude.
have holes in them here in
Yeah.
Florida. So a thing that I was going to put out, and I never did. I probably should still. Talking about that is wherever anybody else is from. I don't know. I'm a instructor here in Florida. I'm a CCW instructor.
Hmm.
And in Florida, you can put holes in people to prevent what are called forcible felonies,
Yeah.
rape being one of them. I mean, we have a whole list of statutes, but it's like anybody could have beaten that dude to a bloody pulp and would have been praised a hero in the
Yeah.
news for defending this person. But nobody did they did nothing. They sat
The,
there and did nothing.
that's number one. It's disgusting. Like
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
terrible to hear that because, like, I guarantee every single person that was sitting there watching has a mom, has a sister, has a daughter,
Family,
has an yeah,
people,
like
aunts and uncles. Yeah, there's
yeah,
females in your family. I
or
just
just a female somewhere in your life that you like, even if it's the gas station attendant, like somebody
yes,
that you
yes.
admire, right?
I
And
I
I
couldn't imagine sitting back and just being like, I'm gonna film this. Like,
yeah. Oh, nip slip. Did you guys see
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Like what? Dude,
It
so
was
I found myself in a compromising position well, in a potentially compromising position today. I always carry, always.
mhm,
I carry in my home. I'm carrying now,
mhm.
and I kind of like until the moment that I hit the bed. And sometimes I wake up like, oh, I still got my gun in my pants. I always carry because I started seeing things like when I used to get home, I would take my gun out and like set it down, put it in the safe or whatever, and then I started seeing videos on like you know gangs of like 4 to 6 armed dudes kicking in a door and like holding people hostage or being violent. And
We
I'm like,
we
dude,
had one of
40.
those in Jacksonville. It's been a couple years. It's probably been 5 or 6 years in Jacksonville. It's about 2 hours. We're here in Gainesville. We're right in the middle of the state, north
Yeah.
part of the state. Jacksonville is like 2 hours away. It's actually about an hour and a half from where we are.
Okay.
And there are really expensive, nice parts of town, and there's a lot of really terrible parts of town.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there was a story probably 4 or 5 years ago of like four dudes that kicked in a door on like three other guys that were just sitting around.
Hmm.
And one of them, after they had like tied the guys up and were stealing from him, one of them finally got loose and got his gun and put some holes in dudes. But no,
Nice.
yeah, that shit, stuff like that happen. I always like to say like bad things happen to good people. And a lot of
Yeah.
people do the whole, well, it's never going to happen to me. It's not going to happen here. And it's like, your fate is, who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
Just because you're good, just because you're a nice person doesn't mean bad shit isn't going to happen to you.
Yeah. Some would even say that even increases the likelihood of of you being a victim. I
Yeah. People who, yes, the easy targets, right?
yeah, yeah. And today, I like with what I do professionally, I got a call and it was like, hey, at the very end of your day, I need you to visit this address. And I pull
Mhm.
up the address and it's on a military base. And I was like, Oh, snap. Like, that would mean
You gotta
the
check.
the only thing I could
Yes.
do, you can't even, like, if you're a civvy, you can't even bring a firearm in a
Yeah,
military
you have.
base.
Can you check it in at the gates, or
Mm-mm,
you have to like
no.
go home first and then go?
Yeah, so I would have to go out, like, 60 plus minutes away from my home, go to these other appointments and addresses and all this, and then go out to this other one at
Hmm.
the military base. And, I mean, maybe I should not say that, but I mean, there are things you can do that are, you know, uh,
Don't implicate yourself in anything.
yeah, no, I mean, like 10 years ago, I may no, so there are things you can do, but I mean, I got a family, and that'd be a really stupid thing to get locked up for.
Oh yeah.
um, but like, self-preservation at what cost, right? So anyway, I ended up um, not being armed for most of the day today.
You feel
So,
uncomfortable, don't you? I do.
man, very uncomfortable. I still
Hmm.
had, of course, a couple blades, and the hot sauce. But it's like, dude, and this was like one of the first times, like, even when I go to like Maryland or DC, I have the ability now to take it out, unload it, put it in a safe in the trunk, separate it, and I can transport it like that. But I mean, this is like you can't bring anything, period.
I
And when you pull up, you take your car to them. They do a scan to make sure there's not like an obvious like
like
device
yeah,
or
okay.
something on it.
Yeah.
Then you go take your car to a parking lot. You leave it there with your keys with
Do they
these
search it,
people.
or do they have a chance to search? Like they
They have a
may search it.
Yeah, they likely do. And
Mhm.
then while your vehicle and keys are out there, you go inside and fill out paperwork, and they do a criminal background check on you. Wow, like, I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that, but anyway, to get to, I guess, why I'm sharing all this is because I, even today, a day like today, where I was unarmed, and for all, the few trolls watching that are silent, that aren't in chat, that have been waiting for the day that you could have caught me unarmed, today was the day and you missed it. I'm sorry. But the thought of me even being unarmed and watching a situation like that go down, dude, I would have
Oh, I
had
would
to have
have.
acted.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm even if I wasn't armed, doing so. Somebody's getting a boot to a face, at
Yep,
least, at the bare minimum. Like
absolutely. They're catching the hot sauce first, and then maybe a couple
something.
pokes,
I
and
just, I can't even imagine just sitting around and being like, ah, oh well,
yeah.
take
Or
out
I'm
my
just
phone and
gonna
film.
spear dude and
Oh
just
yeah,
go brutal savage on them.
99% of the time you mess with somebody like that, they're not looking for a fight. Even like store
Yeah,
robberies. You ever hear people like somebody who comes in to rob a store and the other person says, "No, fuck, no, you ain't doing this."
yeah.
Most of the time they flee because
They're
they're
just
not
like,
there for a fight. They're there for something easy. Yeah,
just kind
exactly.
of
They're like, never
head
mind.
off. Yeah. Or the classic one is like the dudes with BB guns, the dudes with, like, I can still kind of see the orange tip, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. And you're
you
like, that's not
know,
real.
yeah. But I've also seen ones where like, dude had like a candy bar and got away with it. One dude pulled out like a cell phone or like a weird like TV remote or something
it
and held it to and got away with it. And I know that dude was pissed afterwards.
be like, God damn it, that was a fucking candy bar against my. But at the
Yeah,
time, are you gonna if somebody's already gotten the drop on you, it's too late.
yeah, yeah,
You're not gonna fight at that point. They have you.
yep.
That's
You
why
have
people
to
need to be
either,
aware of what's going on around them, and too many people today aren't.
yep, yeah. They're literally like this, like
Oh,
they,
absolutely.
yeah,
Funny thing is, whenever I haven't taught a CCW class in a while, but whenever I have students or new people carrying, like when Marley got her CCW 4 or 5 years ago, 3 or 4 years
hmm,
ago, um, I hate it, but she carries her gun in her purse with her, which I hate, but she
it's
won't carry
better
it on her
than
person, so it's better than
not
nothing.
having, yeah, yeah,
Um, the first time somebody straps up, they're always like, everybody knows I have a gun. And
Yeah.
you tell people, it's like, nobody knows you exist.
And it's
Nobody
just gonna
even
go off.
Yeah, nobody knows you are in right here at this moment. They are not looking for you to have a gun. They have no consideration of you whatsoever. So
Dude,
don't even worry about it.
when I turned 21, I carried a Mac 11 with a 32 round magazine underneath my armpit on a sling with a
For how
hoodie over it.
long?
I mean, probably a good few months.
Oh, I
I
I
just thought
carried a
like that
Glock
was the
19
way.
for 3 or 4 years, and that was big enough for me. And then I switched up.
Well, I think like I was so like infatuated by firearms. Like, I went from like, stuff that I had prior that was like not so nice to like started, getting firearms that were a little more like well known but
Mhm,
not good, right?
mhm.
Like, got a Mac, then it was like I graduated to the Masterpiece Arms like 930,
God, you started with
then
some real turds, my dude.
oh yeah, I know. But that was kind of like the beauty of it is like, the evolution is like crazy. And I had a Taurus 92, the stainless
Okay, I
one.
won't poo-poo that. The 92 series from Taurus are
Yeah,
actually really good. And
some of
they
them
make them
were
so
shit.
much better. Well, not so much better, but they put the safety where it's supposed to go.
Yep,
The
and
safety
it's
belongs on the frame and it
yep.
works.
Yep, yep. And it's,
um
safety decock, so you could
yeah.
keep it cocked and locked.
Yes.
It was a gorgeous
Good
stainless
guns. Those are
color,
really
man.
good. I really like those. Those are one of the few Tauruses. The new 22, if you haven't tried the TX, I think it's called the TX 22.
Yeah.
That thing is awesome.
Really?
I was so impressed with it. Suppressed, unsuppressed, bulk ammo, anything I threw at it, it ate every bit of it and worked perfectly.
Really?
Magazines are like $15 a piece. That gun is awesome. I really need to get one.
Dang. Yeah, that's oh, Flying Rich says I have the TX22.
Yeah,
Nice.
I was in there again. They're only like $250 or something. What you can get
That's
with a
crazy.
threaded barrel. They are an awesome 22 planker.
Dude, I've bought threaded barrels that are more than 250.
Absolutely,
You
yeah.
know?
I can't show it off. No, I have a. Well, I can show off the slide. Hold on.
Yeah. Apparently we're now like allowed to show firearms in live streams.
Oh, okay, then I will do that. Here's actually what I've been doing. If anybody's curious, this is what I put together a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks
Nice
ago.
little war belt.
Finally, I've been wanting one of these for a while, but
Nice. What kind of belt is it?
this one is an Eagle Industries.
Okay.
I don't know. It's their war belt. It's an Eagle Industries war belt, inch and a
Nice.
half. So it's one of the thinner ones because normally you get them pretty thick.
Yeah, yeah.
Inch and a half. I picked up Kiwis, X-Tech Kiwis.
Nice. The canvas with the Kydex inside.
Yes, I'm very impressed with these things. They hold
Those are
crazy.
incredible. Yeah,
yes,
those are incredible.
Oh
my God! Everybody, Gurchop is here. Everyone, Gurchop is here. Make sure you say hello. Sorry.
So can we show off?
So
we're not going to experiment tonight. Okay.
I mean, like I heard.
So yeah, talking $150 for a barrel. You're talking big money for just something like that when you can get the whole 22 for
that's over a G stack just in the slide.
This thing, by the way, if you've never shot a Roland Special,
yeah.
If anybody out there has never fired a Roland Special, I'm totally hooked on it.
Hold on. So that's the
19 compensated. Well, let's see if I can get it in focus. Come on, camera, come on.
Was it like 460 Roland or whatever?
No. So the Roland Special is just a Glock 19 with a Surefire light and a compensator.
Okay.
It originally had the KKM comp.
Yeah.
This one is a KE Arms, and I have it on good authority that the KE Arms is about as close as you can get. So KKM doesn't make their barrels in half 28. They make a proprietary, it's like half 36 or something. It's a proprietary thread pitch and a proprietary comp that goes on the front. And they do it because they think that they're like Apple. They're like, oh, we make the best, so we want it all to go together.
Different. We don't need a what do you call it, a mic jack or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Well, and so half by 36 was actually the original thread pitch on 9mm ARs
Yes,
when Colt came out with the DOE.
yes.
Yeah,
And then everybody realized, why the hell are we doing this when half 28 works just fine?
yeah,
But the KE Arms comp
hmm
is just about as close as you can get to the original KKM compensator, and it's half 28, and it works dang well. This, funny enough, the lower pressure ammo that I put through this, the
hmm
more recoil it has, which is totally counterintuitive.
Really?
The higher you go on pressure, so 124 grain NATO spec ammo, which is pretty high pressure 9mm,
Yeah.
feels softer than my 147 hand loads because of the
Yeah.
compensator. It actually makes it work.
So I've actually heard some folks mention that the heavier grain, even just standard pressure, heavier grain will, push back a little more.
It's actually, so 115 is snappier than 147. I usually shoot 147s because I got these cigar tubes sitting around that are fun
Yeah.
to use.
Yeah.
147s are a little bit softer than 115s because they're going slower. They're not, 115s go 1150. 147s go 950. You have to keep them subsonic to keep them hearing safe.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you put 124 NATO in this stuff, in this Roland, if you ever come down this way, I'll put it in your hands. You really have to feel it to understand.
Yeah.
It has no muzzle flip. It very, very little muzzle flip and very little recoil. It's really cool. I was a naysayer for a long time because I was like, God damn, that's stupid looking. Why put a compensator on it?
Yeah.
And then I tried it and I'm like, well, God damn, that's awesome.
I'm typically like totally anti-comp on pistols. And
you got to try it. You got to try it, and then if you ever try one with like full pressure, again from the same source that told me that this comp was a good compared to the KKM, because KKM is kind of like the standard gold standard. He said that he has a 40 cal same setup with a KKM barrel, and he was like, if you take that 40 cal, because again high pressure ammo, it feels exactly like a Glock 19 out of the box. It has this very gentle recoil, very gentle everything. Because of the compensator.
Yeah. I mean, I would be definitely. So I've tried out some. Like my buddy's got a 34 with a comp on it. Really nice setup. Boy.
Holy crap! That's got to be like that long,
dude. Even my 34 with a threaded barrel is like
it's huge,
nuts, man. It's like the Joker when he pulls out the revolver.
So part of the reason why this became a thing was the dudes from primary and secondary, that the actual door kickers that know what they're doing. If this will ever focus, come on, it is not going to focus for me. Basically, what the guy found out is this is a Glock 34 length, but because there's no port on the bottom, you don't get all the carbon and stuff on your Surefire light. So that at first was his idea. He was like, well, I just want to keep carbon off my light when I'm when I'm shooting baddies. And then he realized, holy shit, with NATO ball ammo, this thing is super fun to shoot. And then it became a thing.
I was going to say, let me grab one of my streamlights and show you like the V shape of
the carbon. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's nice. It keeps the carbon off the Surefire.
Nice. Yeah. And I will say, I'm a Streamlight guy. I admire.
They are better for the dollar.
Yeah.
They're same quality. I would say, I mean, you look at law enforcement, they don't get used by spec ops, aren't using them. That's the only thing that Surefire has going for it, is the dudes that are on the cutting edge with their quad nods and shit. They all have Surefire. But if you look at police departments, a lot of them have Streamlights, and those things, from what I hear, run perfectly fine.
I have never had a problem with any Streamlight.
That's what I've heard that from multiple people, that the Streamlights that a lot of the guys are using on their 19s and 17s will run at the same pace as a Surefire.
Dude, I even my just like go-to like hand flashlight. This is like 550 lumens, so it's not like crazy, but this and it has like
striking bezel
nice,
for beating heads in,
and it's like razor sharp, dude.
Oh yeah,
like, I could literally cut paper.
That would
with
knock
it.
noggins.
and it's got really nice knurling on it, and I could switch out the cap. But guess who makes this? And I've beat the
I
piss out of
saw the
this.
name on. I think I saw the name on the side. Yeah, so it's some Chinese company that's actually producing it. But if it
Yeah,
works, it
yeah.
works.
Man, I've been rocking with this thing for years. I bought this for like, and so I am cheap, but there are things that I will not go cheap on.
Yes, I'm the same way.
And yeah, like I
I'm frugal for certain things, and then other things I'm like, let's go nice.
Yep, yep, yeah, I'm the same way, man. And I ended up getting this for like $60 or something like that. And then I
That's a
was
good deal.
like, yeah, it's not bad at all for I may have even gotten it for less. Like I got it at Walmart and I was like, dude, I want to throw this on a 1 inch mount on one of my, rifles.
Yeah,
But
did it work well?
well, because of the being ribbed for
Yeah, per
pleasure,
pleasure.
yeah, it does. I mean, I've literally been about to Dremel this shit down before because I'm just like so, you know, done with it. But this went out to Houston and Katy, Texas with me when I went to help for Hurricane Harvey. This went
Really?
out to
And
yeah, like
you never it's survived all of it.
dude, it's like the metal or the white of the metal is like
Yeah.
sorry is like showing on all the edges. It's I
So
mean it's worn good.
personally,
Hmm.
I really like when aluminum gets that wear on it. I
Oh yeah,
really
it's
think it looks good.
beautiful.
For
Yeah, it's
anybody out
beautiful.
there that doesn't, you can get aluminum black, and
Yeah,
it's nitric acid. It'll turn it black again. But
yeah,
I like I like things to have wear like that. It shows that it's been
yeah.
used.
Oh yeah, it's a gorgeous color. It's
Yeah.
what I kind of and this is going to be my next paint job. So I love painting firearms, knives, magazines. My
Hmm.
I have like all
Oh, I guess I
magazines
could
from
show off
like
my mag too. Hold on, I'm
oh
listening. I'm
yeah,
listening.
please do. I got crazy mags from like I know we talked about like the plum circle tins. I got like 4 plum circle tins, 40, 30s,
Yes.
10,
Yes.
which the ten rounder is kind of crazy, but um, I got the banana mags, I got gold mags, I got grit like all sorts of stuff. Oh, the dick butt.
I got this the other
Nice,
day. I got this probably 2 weeks ago from a guy that does laser engraving.
bro.
He posted it up, and I was like, "Oh god damn!" Especially the night vision dick butt. I was like, "Fuck me, I have to have that right now."
So tell me you saw the Black Rifle Division um, Instagram video of the Dick Butt AR.
No, what did Black
Oh,
Rifle
oh my
Division?
god!
I'm looking this up right now, though.
So it's blk.rfl.div, I
Yep,
believe,
got it.
and so they put a dick butt on the magwell of an AR,
I would love it.
and when you charge it back, and the dust cover falls, the dust cover puts nods
No,
on the dick butt,
don't
dude.
tell me this shit.
It's
Do not
so
tell me this
cool,
shit, because
bro.
I'm gonna have to have that.
I need it. Well, see, he made
I
it, or
found it.
somebody made it.
It's right. So the video here is it's like penciled on with a white paint
Yeah,
pen.
yeah, something like that.
I
Yeah,
could make that. I could make that happen though. I have
bro,
access to a laser engraver.
dude, if
Fuck
you
me
could,
right up. I'm gonna have to make this happen now.
man, I if you could do that, I will literally like because we're still waiting on the DLD lowers,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they're probably not too far off, but I would literally take the
Fuck
DLD
me.
lower because it's an 80, right? I could
Yeah.
send it to you, whatever. Um,
Oh,
I'll
fuck me
I'll
up.
pay for freaking both of ours. How much do you think something like that would cost?
Well, I just have to design it. The cost is not the problem because um, I have a close friend, let's say, that has a laser engraver. He works
Gotcha.
professionally in the gun industry, and I have access to the laser engraver if I ever want to use it. But the
Does
hardest
he,
thing is
by any
designing it, making
chance,
sure it works right, and then getting it so we do the
line up like
fuck me. That
perfectly?
is so awesome.
Yeah, dude, it's so freaking
I'm gonna
cool. And
save
like,
this right now because I have to do that now.
who would have thought of that,
I
dude?
wish
Like,
I would have because I would be selling those bitches like crazy.
oh my god, man! And you could tell like the dude just like did it by himself at home. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you want to draw dick butt on my AR, bro? Like, all right, cool. But like,
Oh
man, that
god.
was impressive.
That is amazing. I'm
Um,
seriously gonna have to. I'm gonna have to start working on setting out those graphics, like designing the graphics, and then hey,
Dude,
baby's on Discord. Yes, I am on Discord. I'm on your guys' Discord.
yeah, he's in the
You
DLD
can hit me
Discord.
up on Discord.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm in
think
here.
it's
I
Babyface
steal.
P.
I hate to admit it. Maybe I don't hate to admit it. I steal from the Make a Meme Foundation every now and then because there's some funny
Nice.
ass shit that people post in there. So
Dude,
I've taken some of them and put them on Instagram.
you're total. It's open source, right? You're allowed to take anything.
There are
But
some very clever ones that the people, the guys that you have in that Discord are way more clever than I ever could be.
oh, dude, they're hardcore, man.
Yeah.
And you know, I get more attention from the name of that channel from the server, the Make a Meme Foundation.
Yeah.
Like people, like I've gotten emails that are just like, dude, I was looking through the channels on the server and I saw it said Make a Meme Foundation. Like that's so hilarious.
Is really I didn't when I first got added, I was like, Make a Meme Foundation. What a good name. And then I started scrolling and I was like, oh fuck me, I'm gonna be scrolling for the next 30 minutes. This stuff is amazing.
Bro, I don't even know if I can
Somebody's
say
eating
this.
a can of Bush's beans in the bathtub. I'm not sure who that is.
Let's see.
The O'Brien family. He has just a can of beans in the tub.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm on the Discord.
Well, I'm glad you're watching me and Babyface P while you're in the bathtub eating.
That's a little weird, but
and he's like not a like country dude, like so he's in the middle of like the suburbs eating beans in a tub, like not like a tub like over a fire. Yeah, right. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Blocked. GKT11, no, you should not be blocked. Well, also I can see what you're.
Oh, I'm by myself now. I guess I have taken over. I think my guess is Dark just hit the close button like I did earlier. Oh, now he's back.
That back button is easy to
yes,
hit, man.
I did the same thing at the beginning of the show. I hit exit thinking, oh, I'm exiting the wrong thing.
Yeah, no, GKT, you should not be blocked. Also, I was saying I can see what you're saying, so that would be a good indicator that you're not. But if so, they only show on the computer. It's different from the phone. I'm not looking at my phone right now. On the computer, they only show top chat. I should probably get my phone out so I can see the whole live chat. Give me one sec.
It's funny. I work for a tech company, so I live in front of my computer all day. So I never use my phone for any of this. I'm literally in front of my PC all day long. So I'm like, I have this stupid shit going on next to me.
Dude, I've kind of done like a little bit of like math averages, and so where I'm at now is like my gun room, and it's also my office, it's my stream room, it's my like everything, right? And I probably spend on days that I'm like working from home and whatnot, I probably spend roughly 18 to 20 hours here a day.
Sometimes I feel bad because I'm in the same boat. I wake up, I'm at my computer at like 8 or 9 in the morning, and it'll be 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, and I'm playing video games, and I'm like, I've been sitting here all fucking, I have not.
Yeah.
I get up. I mean, one nice thing, a new thing in my life is we bought a rowing machine. I've decided I'm tired of feeling fat, even though I'm not.
Man.
I just, I want to get in shape. I'm tired of being out of shape. So,
dude,
so at least I'm working out. But no, I sit here.
It's vital. And rowing is like full body shit, dude.
It is
like
hard. It is the first day I thought I was gonna die. 10 minutes on that thing, and I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm dead.
Oh, it's crucial, man. But you know what? I'll tell you what. I used to be in much better shape once upon a time.
Me too.
And I went paintballing, bro. I could not tell you like
your legs were probably like jello the next day.
Dude, I mean, my whole entire body was like hurting. But in the moment, I was like, I am having to like physically exert myself so hard just to run from paintballs. Like, imagine if they were live freaking rounds. Like, that was a good like.
You hear hiding behind a barrier, you hear that ball whiz over your head. I couldn't imagine bullets. I couldn't imagine.
So I've actually had a 22 round was by like within like a few feet of my head.
Oh, no, thank you. No,
Yeah.
thank you.
One time in my life.
There's some interesting. So one of the few subreddits that I still frequent. Don't get in shape. You and John make me feel thin. One of the few subreddits that I still frequent is combat footage. Our combat footage.
Yeah.
Really good subreddit because there's some like you get the raw combat footage instead of what the news wants to show. So you see a lot of like really raw, awesome stuff and terrible stuff, all sorts of stuff. There was a video the other day of I think it was a squad of Marines, U.S. Marines in Afghanistan, who were taking friendly fire. There was another. I guess they had Afghan nationals at the front of their patrol, and 500 meters away there was National Guard, a U.S. National Guard, who saw the Afghans and thought, "Oh, they got weapons, shoot at them."
Yeah.
Even though they were friendly, and so the video is of a guy's GoPro laying on his back in a 2.5-foot trench in the ground, and all you hear is crack, 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 zoom, crack, 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 and it's holy shit. That is like butt puckering just to watch.
Dude, what do they call it? Green on green, I think.
Blue on blue?
Blue on blue?
Yeah.
I think blue on blue is police.
Is it? One of
blue
them.
On blue.
But yeah,
I can't recall.
Oh God. Like just and the guys, all the US guys are laying there and they're like, they can't hit us. We're behind a berm. We're in a trench. They're not going to hit us. But somebody needs to get on the fucking radio and tell them.
Really uncomfortable situation.
This is. I do not like being shot at by my friends.
I think I've actually seen either maybe a similar one, or I mean, there's probably videos like that all over the place. But I'll tell a story. It's not like a super duper tough guy story or anything. But I one time actually had several 30-30 rounds zipping over me at full velocity at an accident at not a shooting range. We built a shooting range that was like just under 100 yards. Steel targets on shepherd's hook. We had a skeet machine with the pedal. Dude, it was awesome. I could go out there all the time. Like if you ever go to my other channel, the Dark Mavis channel, there's like, me just like blowing a mag through an M16, like, we just do crazy shit. So much tannerite. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But the neighbors all shot too. And it was actually next to a shooting range that was like self-serve. When you're a member, you get a fob. Oh God, you are the RSO there.
Yes.
Like you and everybody, which actually gets pretty funny at sometimes. I was actually shooting a SIG 5.56 SBR there, and I had a guy come up to me and yell for me to put my MP5 down because it's like, all right, buddy. But anyway, so I was shooting on my buddy's property. He was out of town, but he was like, dude, you're good. Just go, help yourself. And the neighbor who was next door, and this isn't the, tough, like, where somebody actually shot at me. This is a different situation, but that zipping sound, oh God, it's like my butthole has never been so tight in my life, dude.
For anybody that wants it, I just posted it in the chat, and I'll find a channel I can post it to that makes sense somewhere. I'll post it in general. I'll just stick it in general.
Okay.
On the Discord. Watch that. The dude's just laying there like, oh, it's a terrible feeling. I could not imagine.
So this dude was, the neighbor is like down, like the property like sinks down a little bit, and he was shooting a steel target with a lever action 30-30, and it was angled in a way, like maybe it was like falling back or something.
Going over?
Deflecting and literally coming right over me, and I had my headphones in with ear pro over it, and I was shooting and walking back and forth, and I heard like a crack.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, and I was like, was that an acorn or something?
Yeah.
And then I take my ear pro out, and then I just sit there. Then I heard and started. I swear, like 2 full mag tubes of 30 cal, like whizzing by me at full velocity. So naturally, I did what any intelligent person would do, and I walked to his property with my AR slung on my chest. Like, but I was yelling like, hey, Like,
Let me guess,
stop,
he had
man.
Ear Pro.
He had Ear Pro,
No.
couldn't hear me.
Yeah.
I had to text my boy who I couldn't call, text him and be like, dude, like, contact your neighbor. He had to contact his ex-girlfriend
To
who
get in
had,
touch with them?
dude, it was crazy.
Oh
And
my
then all of a
God.
sudden the shooting stopped and I was like, I'm out of here, man. But the other situation was when I was a kid. I was, probably like literally 16. I think it was like when I just got a car.
Mhm.
And, we would get into fights and stuff like that. And there was this little group of guys that, what's up, G23? What's up, Corn Pop? Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Somebody, bad dude. Somebody needs to change their name to Brandon, or Let's Go Brandon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
CRS actually did like an entire line of merch of Let's Go Brandon
Let's Go
stuff.
Brandon. Good for
He
him.
has
He might as well
everything.
capitalize on it because it's a beautiful moment in
Oh,
politics.
Yeah, and it's the biggest troll. Like when they try
Mhm.
to hide behind
They're talking to you. They're saying, "Let's go, Brandon." Fuck
Yeah.
you, Biden.
Dude, did you see the NASCAR shit where there's like three kids where when they tell all the racers to like start their engines,
Mhm.
they allow like volunteers to do it. Like if there's special
Yes.
people there. And there were three kids. There was like maybe a 16-year-old dude, and then like a 12-year-old kid, and like probably 16-year-old girl. And they're like, the CBS news anchor was like, "All right, guys, like on the count of three, you guys are gonna say start your engines,"
Oh
and they
no.
said like, "Racers, start your engines," or whatever. And then the little 12-year-old leans over and he's like, "Let's go, Brandon!" And I was like, "Oh my god!" You should have seen the reporter's face.
Was
Was
he
like,
like,
"Oh,
oh?
dude, sunk in like it was priceless, dude.
Oh God.
It was so priceless."
I love it.
Yeah, it was excellent, and you could tell the kid like that. That's how you know when stuff is not good. Like, bro, when 12-year-olds are thrilled to get a moment to like, man, you've
Yep.
done something wrong. Like,
It's amazing. It's amazing how the most popular president in the history of the country has all of this naturally happening. It's not like there are people you couldn't go out there to a NASCAR race and like start this. You couldn't pay people to do that. There's no way this isn't like natural. College
yeah,
football games, there is no way the student sections are doing this as like an organized thing. The
yeah,
kids are just yelling what they're going to yell, and everybody's on board.
yeah,
It's
man,
amazing.
it's
It's amazing.
nuts. And honestly, I mean, I think like a lot of it is like when you look what's actually happening and when you look at what's actually happened, it's like people are pissed, man.
So
Like,
I finally had my first like I know inflation is happening. I know prices are up on materials and whatnot, but
yeah.
I had my first "Are you fucking serious?" moment 2-3 weeks ago.
Hmm.
Marley had gone to Publix a week before and bought this really awesome bacon. It was
And for those of
really,
you
really
that don't
good.
know, Publix is
You
a store
Oh,
in
sorry, yeah,
Florida.
Publix. I'm used to just. We went to the
I hit the
grocery
Win
store.
Dixie.
We went to yeah, and she bought this really good bacon. Brought it home. We had breakfast for dinner one night. It was awesome, and I'm like, God damn, this is the best bacon I've ever had. A week later, we went back to buy it, and she had bought it when it was on sale.
Hmm.
Went back to buy it. It was $7.50 for a pound, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then you look across the
Wow.
entire board of bacon, all of it. The last time I remember buying bacon, I thought it was like $4.50 a pound, six at most $6 a pound for like
Did
primo stuff, and
did
it was seven
you
fifty for this. I'm like, oh my! And then all of them were jacked up.
did you hear what's going on at like the port of LA, the all the boats on the east and west coast, mostly the west coast, that just cannot deliver goods at all?
They're just sitting. They're sitting, waiting to come into port. And
Yeah.
part of the reason, something interesting that I don't know if the media has talked about this. Part of the issue is that last elective session for California, They voted to change the law of how non-employees were treated. So California wanted to get rid of contract employees, or what would they be called? Where you're not an official employee. It's like Uber drivers. They wanted to get rid of that type of thing where you're basically just a contractor.
Yeah.
Well, most of the fucking truck drivers are contractors. They own their own vehicles and they just pick up the contract and go. They can't do that now. They can't. They have to be a licensed employee for the company with health benefits to be able to pull out of the ports. So that is also fucking everything because California decided to make this.
Wow.
Yeah,
I was
something
not
people
aware.
aren't talking about.
Wow. Yeah, I was not aware of that. I mean, I was thinking, so like the stories that are going out are like, well, because of the social distancing regulations at ports, because, manpower is down, labor is down, the amount of truckers have been decreased, the amount of trucks that are out have been decreased. And, with what I do, like it involves trucks at some point. We haven't really felt it, but, half the guys are contractors and have their own trucks and all that.
Exactly.
And
Imagine
half the
California
guys are,
telling the drivers, sorry, if you don't work full time for the company with benefits, we can't have you hauling goods.
dude.
So not only do you have the problem with the port side itself of unloading, moving, getting stuff into warehouses, you have the problem of the drivers that can't pick the shit up and move it. So the other day, we had Governor DeSantis here in Florida was like, listen, you want to bring stuff over, just come through the Panama Canal. Florida's more than happy to take the goods, as many goods as you can get.
Well, dude, they're estimating an average of about $100,000 per container of goods. Like,
I'd hate to be sitting on that.
Oh, bro, and
yeah, imagine being big company and you're like, we have $25 million off the shore of California that we can't do anything with.
Just sitting.
And then the reaction. Have you seen any of the reactions of powers that be, typically on the left, who are saying like, "Oh, this is just a wealthy person problem. There's no goods on your shelves. Oh, that's just a rich person's problem.
The first world problem.
First world problems." And you're like, "Are you fucking high? Our supply chain is broken." And you're like, "Oh, first world problems. Oh no, I can't get bacon." Oh, it's like, are you retarded?
You don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't understand like what. And we talk about it like lightly at times, like when we talk about the boog, but like, wait until you start to really feel the lack of food. Wait until you start to really feel the lack of water. And if you're not like, preparing.
Did we talk about this last time? How
New York,
the country in general is 2 weeks away from people killing and eating each other.
Yeah.
We are one tiny little thing away from complete societal collapse. And it's amazing that the shit keeps going. It's amazing.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's the reason I believe that we keep on going like we are is because, number one, complete ignorance and naivety. But number two, it's this life of consumerism where other options are available. One. Two, people don't pay attention to their money at all. You think they look at the most people, if I asked in chat, do most people look at the price of bacon when they go pick it up? I would guess a lot of them would say no.
I'm cheap as hell. I always look to see what things are going for. Like, because I'm like, God damn, that's really expensive. Do I need to eat this right now? Really? But again, it's just people don't know, especially when you have a lot of money. You're just like, I want that. Too bad.
Yeah. Well, and that in itself could cause some issues if we do end up in a situation.
Really? Did you see the comment from Matt Schoen? We struggled for 16-ounce glass jars and lids for most of 2021. Just started easing up in the last few months. Yeah. Manufacturers said they were getting the stock from Egypt. Here's another problem. Here is another problem. We have offshored 98% of our manufacturing for obviously for profit reasons. That's the reason we did it.
Yeah, profit control.
We used to be the 40s. We were a fucking manufacturing powerhouse. The 50s, and then it just.
Well, and that's kind of like I'm looking at this like, okay, so we stopped because it used to be like everything was local. Like not only like do you support like stuff that's like built or produced or manufactured in your state, but it's like, oh, this is from my county, this is from my neighborhood, this is
Yeah.
from my, it was like
Hmm.
hyper local.
Hmm.
And it's totally been diluted because like over time they start to
I don't know.
trickle this shit in from China
When
or
I go to my local grocery store, when I go to Publix, I don't know where that milk comes from. I have no idea where those eggs come from. I have
yeah.
no clue where the bacon's come. I don't know, and I
Have you
would
ever
love to.
milked a cow?
I have. I actually have. I
Oh,
have to
okay.
say, I have milked a cow. There are some things. There are some farm life things that I've never done. I would love to kill and eat my own chicken. I've never done that. I've
Yeah.
never hunted and eaten game before. I really, really, really want to do that. Like, I want to go through the entire process of like stalking, hunting, killing, skinning, cooking, and eating. Like,
Dude,
to really feel the what it takes to get game. I've never done it.
honestly, we should set something up to because and I haven't said this publicly yet, but I'm kind of in the works of setting up a like a DLD like meet and greet,
Hmm.
and
I'd love to be there. You let me
dude,
know.
I think, and it may be like something that we end up doing like separately or something, but like,
Hmm.
how dope would it be if we could just like go out,
Go on.
hunt, kill something,
Any
field dress it, skin,
cook it over
and
a fire is fine with me. I want to have that experience of like I hauled this in a backpack out of this canyon to this location, whatever. We
yeah,
stuck it on a spit, we cooked it and ate it. Like there's something about that like that's primal to the human soul that we
yeah.
don't get that anymore.
I mean, it is cool shit, and I've only done it a couple times.
Sport bird.
Like, I think what do you say?
Target's just a gay Walmart. Prove me wrong.
Oh, dude,
My wife loves Target, so I can't talk shit about Target.
man, the first time he said that, I was like, dude, no, wow, yeah, it is, and everything's more expensive.
Everything's more
Uh,
expensive. Yeah, Marley loves it. So that's her favorite place. Tomorrow, she's worked the last 4 days.
mhm.
Tomorrow, I guarantee halfway through the day she's gonna be like, I'm gonna go to Target and just look
Oh
around.
yeah,
She doesn't buy anything. She
my
just
wife
goes
does
and
the
walks
same
around
thing.
for 3 hours. I don't know how she
Yeah,
does it.
they have everything there, everything,
Yeah,
and
yeah, it's perfect for her. She loves it.
this is exactly like
Kioski.
the
Uh,
consumerism that I mean
oh
that shit that
God.
disappeared.
You know, there is a consequence to all of this that
Yeah,
to parents with kids I feel bad about. This whole well, Christmas might not happen. In in a way, I'm almost like I would love for people to stop being consumeristic when it comes to like Christmas and things like that. Like
yeah,
but it's not my place to say, well, fuck the supply chain, you don't get Christmas. Like that's obviously not the answer to it. But no,
yeah.
I feel like there is consumerism is oh, it's awful. It's awful.
Well,
It's awful.
honestly, we even, and this was kind of a wake up call for me. It was like we even get that way for firearms,
Oh
right? For
yes.
even
Oh
prepping,
yes.
right? Like everyone that's like preppers, and prepping is kind of like the wrong way to look at it, right? It's just like living, but like prepping has become a mainstream. Like
It
you
is.
can go to freaking Dick's Sporting Goods
Yep.
and buy a bunch of like it's
Yes. One
Walmart
hundred
too.
percent.
It's like what the fuck has happened?
The powers that be, the people that run big companies, will do anything that they can to pull a dime out of your pocket. That's
Hmm.
really what it comes down to. Is if there's a market for it, somebody's going to tap into it and sell to that market. I would
Yeah,
love to see. I enjoy like when you get into prepping or things like that. I really like buying things in general. I love buying things. I won't say I don't. So
yeah,
I can't
yeah. I
pretend
think
like I
all of
don't.
us do.
But I like when I buy something from a person, especially when it
Yes.
comes to like prep stuff. You
Yep.
just like you look around the internet, you talk to people, and oh, there's this one guy that makes whiskey stills, grain alcohol stills. He's
Yeah.
known for that. That's all he makes. If you really want a nice still, go buy it from this dude. And it's like that's the sort of stuff I love getting my hands on because then
Hell yeah.
you have that like experience where you're like, I know so this dude
Yeah.
made this and it's made for this purpose. I don't
Yeah.
know. I love that stuff.
Yeah. That's cool as shit, man. And that's
But going to Walmart to buy preps that come from like China or whatever, it's like
Oh, bro,
It just feels so dirty and so wrong.
it's what kind of audience they're catering to, right?
They're
Like
catering, yeah, they're catering to the people who watch too much TV and then go, "Oh, I need to have this." It's
so. Oh yeah, for
you
sure.
know, one of the funny things when I set up for the belt that I have, I set up a first aid kit, and I set up for things that I am capable of using.
Yeah,
You watch videos. There are so many videos on IFAKs where people are
yeah.
like, "Oh, you need a chest decompressor in case of a sucking chest wound, and you need a decompress." And I'm like, "Listen, I'm not
Yeah.
qualified to use that. I probably could make it work."
I could slap a chest seal on there and call
And we're going to
911.
get you to the hospital. I don't
Yeah,
know if I want to go stick in a needle through your ribs to decompress you.
yeah.
What if I go too deep? What if I like? There's
Which
so many
rib
things that could
was
go
it?
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
so
there are
actually,
things like that where I'm like, I'm just not putting that in my kit because I don't feel qualified using it. My first aid kit in the car. We have a really nice first aid kit in the car.
yeah,
There were a lot of people that you watch that are like, you should have sutures, you should have staples, and I'm like, what am I doing? I don't know how to suture somebody up. Like,
yeah,
I'm not taking that with me.
yeah. No, no.
My first aid kit is if I see a car accident on the side of the road, I can like stop the bleeding and get them to an ambulance. I'm not
Exactly.
stitching somebody up on the side of the road.
Yeah, I mean that's why like these and took the patch off, but I mean these kits like Jesus, they literally come with bleeding
Bleeding
control.
control. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And this is like the two things I'm about to show, funny enough, are literally from, one viewer that he
Did he pack it for you and send it?
so he got this from North American Rescue.
Yeah, that's a
And
bunch of my stuff is North American Rescue.
oh, nice. So he gave me a kit, and he also hand forged a knife for me, and it literally
God
has,
damn.
dude, it has DLD stamped in the knife, heat stamped in the knife, and it has Dark Mavis heat stamped in the knife.
That's cool.
I got it here. I'll show you in just
That's
a
cool.
sec.
I have one that I can show off as well, but we'll talk.
Oh, nice.
This was given to me.
I think I know what that is.
This is by I can't remember the name.
Is it?
It's a karambit.
Yeah.
And it is by Tops Knives.
Oh, it's a Tops. Okay. Oh,
yeah, Tops Knives karambit. This was given to me as a gift. And
nice.
I think I'm gonna put this on the war belt because why not have you're fighting with somebody on the ground. You gotta have your karambit ready to go.
Bro, I literally have the what's it called? The K-Bar TDI, which is like a fixed blade karambit style, but with a straighter blade. And that on your strong arm side, if you gotta have like a GTFOM knife, get the flock off me knife.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are like. If you're in a fight, you gotta have that.
Oh yeah. So if I'm going like full overt, like stupid, like crazy, like I don't care if anyone sees me like this, I do have a blade on both sides, and then of course I have my pocket knife.
Dark just like whips and starts spinning.
I actually did pierce my hand with a karambit spinning.
Oh God!
Yeah, and it was a really, really sharp one. But just to hit this really quickly, and brother, if you're out there, if you're watching, he gave up social media. He was like one of our like biggest supporters, mods, like, and then he was like, I'm going on a social media cleanse.
Good for him.
And after a week, he was like, yeah, I don't like it. Occasionally I'll see him like pop up and like certain stuff, but love you, brother, if you're out there. And this is just basic shit. Like it's got combat gauze, it's got the trauma, the wrap, the tourniquet, the of course, because the first thing I'm going to think of is to write the time on the
interesting point here. Blood. And mind you, I'm not a medical expert and will not give medical advice, but I was told by many EMTs that if you are at an accident scene and you're putting a tourniquet on somebody, don't even waste your time writing the time on it, because you're not going to have a tourniquet on for 2 hours like in a combat situation. They're going to have them to the hospital in time. But so if you're in the regular city, you don't worry about writing the time. Just get the tourniquet on.
Yeah. If if you are blessed with, like, if you stop the bleeding, if
Mm-hmm.
they're sitting on the curb and they are
Yes.
like okay,
Then you
and
can
you're wait,
go. Yes.
yeah, but by then it's likely going to be soaked with blood. They're going to
Oh
be
God, yeah.
in just immense pain from the
Oh
tourniquet
yes.
itself,
I had Marley,
and
but we played with the one. So I bought two of them, to one in this kit, one in the car kit. And
yeah,
Marley's a nurse. She's a registered. She's a licensed EMT nurse, whatever the that level. So she could do
nice,
all that shit. I had to put the tourniquet on my arm, and I was like, that doesn't hurt. That doesn't hurt. Oh, that fucking hurts. Like one
yeah,
extra twist, and I
right,
was like, oh, I feel the blood pumping in my fingers.
dude, and it's just like, ooh, it's
Oh
like
yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
faucet just, and it's
Yep.
like, oh my god, it's.
Yep.
And like you see, like, a lot of like medical professionals, like they'll literally take a stethoscope at their classes, and that's
And
actually what I was going to
you want
recommend.
to
Yeah,
hear that there's no
yeah,
beat.
yeah, which is pretty terrifying.
Yeah, yeah.
um,
You put it on until it's because again, it's between excruciating cutting off the pain or you're gonna bleed to death. Sorry, like
yeah, pick
which are
one.
you gonna choose?
Yeah, lose the arm, maybe.
Yeah,
It
worst
takes a
case or
while.
die.
Yeah,
It's up
yeah.
to you.
But these they also have the trauma shears in them and
Yep,
the chest seals in
yep.
them. And also, if you have like, let's say you have two chest wounds that need to be plugged, and
Through and throughs.
yep. So you got essentially four holes.
Mm-hmm.
You can also use the I'm not giving any advice for anything medical or any treatment or anything at all. And this is a terrible idea that every single person trained in anything medical would say never do. And in a pinch, you can actually use the package of a chest seal. So these in here,
Ah,
so you got the trauma shears in here. Let's say, you know, cut the shirt off of somebody, whatever, and you go through both of the chest seals. You can actually use the wrappers
to
as
compression.
makeshift. Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
You can duct tape the wrappers
That is a
on it.
very important a roll of duct tape or some sort of duct
Yep.
tape in your medical kit is a awesome thing to have. You don't
Oh
know when
yeah.
you're gonna need it.
Oh yeah. And
And
it
get a good
fills
one.
so
Don't
many
buy the cheap shit
rolls.
because a good roll will stick through blood. So
Oh
don't buy
yeah,
the cheap shit.
for sure. Yeah.
Have you ever seen a? This brings me. It reminded me of something. You ever seen something called a fast one?
A fast one. I don't think so.
Oh, it's a fast one. It's a central line, is what it's for. Do you know what a central line is?
No.
Get fluids into a patient very
Oh,
quickly.
it's a pick line.
Pick line. That's exactly what it is. So
Yeah.
there's one called a fast line, and there's a video on YouTube if anybody wants to go look it up of a Marine getting a fast in training. They're not even in combat, but they have this dumb fucking Marine on the
The
ground, and
arm.
they're putting no, not in an arm, straight to your sternum. It's about
Oh.
6 needles surrounded by a giant needle, and the whole thing is about that big around. It's like a
Mm,
quarter. And
mm.
the guy takes it, he's like 1, 2, boom, right into the Marine sternum. Oh, and you can see the guy's just like, oh, it is, yeah,
Jeez.
go look up a fast one. Or if I can find it, I'll post that in chat too. It is gnarly to watch that guy get stuck with one of those.
Well,
But
so
again, you're shot in combat. They got you on a
yeah,
ketamine anyways.
pick
It's better than
one.
fucking dying, right?
Yeah, right. You're in a K hole, like
Yeah.
you're totally like nodding out.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah,
oh god, watching that poor guy because he's just there at basic, or I guess it was not basic, it's medical school. But they
yeah,
just like boom right to the dude's chest.
dude. It's So I've known a couple people that have had like some like serious health issues,
Mm-hmm.
and when I was in like the world of like substance abuse and still using and stuff, and this is I'm November 5th. I'll be 11 years clean, by the way.
Congrats, man.
Thanks, man. But I knew people that had pick lines from, like the hospital and stuff like that, and
They would not use it. Were they
they
using
would
it?
they would use intravenously in their pick lines, which actually was safer
It's
than
clean, I guess. If
yeah,
they're
yeah,
Marley had a patient when she was going through nursing school. Um, that he was like 50 and had been using heroin for like 35 years, like long-term heroin use,
Hmm.
all sorts of issues. And she was saying anytime they had to get a line on him, just
Yeah.
regular IV, she was like, it was fucking impossible because his
Yeah.
veins were completely burnt out.
Collapsed
They
and yeah.
collapsed, and he joked about like, oh yeah, give me that, I can do it real quick for you. And it's like, I'm sure you fucking can.
Yeah,
And then
dude.
the dumbest thing this dude said was, so he was having heart complications, uh, and was had hepatitis, at least one type of hepatitis. He was all sorts of fucked up. And the
Yeah.
guy was like, well, I didn't feel this bad when I was on heroin. It's like,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean you should go back to it though. Of
Yeah,
course you
that's what
didn't feel that
heroin
fucking
does.
bad.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, people don't understand the
It's
effect that
like,
it
oh,
has
I was feeling
on
better
you.
when I was in heroin. Yeah, it's because you're on fucking heroin. That's why
I
you're
bet.
here. That's why
Yeah,
you're here right now.
because you felt nothing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you
You've
would
been
likely feel nothing if you continued
you've
using
been
heroin because you'd be
burning your
dead.
veins out. Yeah.
So, interesting, funny, and not funny admission. When I went, because I was an intravenous user as well.
Oh,
When
I
I
could
went to,
listen. I could never do drugs in the first place, but I fear needles like the crypt. I could never do IV drugs. I almost
so
passed out. I had to give blood 6 or 8 months ago. I had to get a blood test done, and the woman couldn't find the vein in my arm, and I
yeah.
almost fucking passed. I was like, I feel like I'm gonna vomit. And she's like I started getting pale. Oh, it was bad
Dude,
timing.
I
Bad timing.
recently had to. I didn't have to. I went to the doctor. I wanted to check because my kidneys were like destroyed, my liver was destroyed, and I like really had to work towards like certain things with my health.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have a long way to go, but um, I told the phlebotomist like I was like, hey, if you have any difficult hitting,
I
let me
pass it
know.
over, brother. I could do it in a minute.
Well, I told her, I was like, honestly, this may be odd, but if you hit on the top of my forearm, there's a really big vein right there. And she was like, okay, honey, you just tell me. I was like, where are
Did
you
she
from?
find it real quick?
She was like, I'm from Baltimore. I was like, oh,
Oh,
so
she's
you
used
deal
to
with
it.
junkies
She's
all day. She was like, yeah, and you know what? I've had people tell me, like, hey, you can only hit between my fingers to get a vein.
oh
And you know
fuck
what?
off,
I
fuck
listened
right
to them,
off.
and the second I go in there, get blood right away. So she was
Mm.
like, I learned to listen to them. Most people, their ego is like too much or whatever. But here's the interesting thing. When I went into using drugs, I was initially using them orally, right? I was just eating pills.
Hmm.
And then it gets to the point where you don't feel them. You just
Hmm.
like become normalized.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It gets you
then,
from here back to normal, not up.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yep. And they become less and less effective over time. And then you start buying like more powerful ones and you start like snorting them. And then like that was my thing. Like that was my fix, like sneaking away and like snorting shit. Um, the fact that my friends around me use needles disgusted me. It was the most disgusting thing. I would be like, don't do it near me. Don't do it in my bathroom. Don't do it like I don't even want to know it. If you go in the bathroom and come out like out, don't even tell me. And then after a while, I was spending like 100, sometimes $200 a day or more, and I was like,
Can I ask?
yeah,
So I am straight and narrow. I went to school. I went to college. I've never had a drug fix. I never have done
mhm,
anything bad. Really. Um, where the fuck do you get that kind of money? Because I could not imagine wasting
yeah.
$200 a day on something. Like I go to Subway and my sandwich is an extra 50 cents and I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to spend that 50 cents. Fuck off.
Yeah, this is
Where
not a
the
$5 foot long. What
Yeah,
the fuck?
I could not imagine spending $200 a day. Were you like stealing shit? Like how did you get that? That's a lot of money.
I sold so several different ways. Addicts are quite possibly the most effective and the most like high urgency, achieve one singular goal no matter what type of individual that and typically it stays with you, but after a while it starts to burn out. And guys, I'm sorry if what we're talking about is like triggering anyone because I know some people are in recovery. I apologize, but it's important that we talk about this kind of stuff, right? Because there are people at home with loved ones that are struggling with substance abuse that don't know any of this. So I'm going to continue talking if that's okay. Um, but basically, it started out by
John
just
Rice.
using my
Sorry, I'm interrupting John Rice. I'm listening because I need money real bad right now.
well, you're not gonna like my answers.
Yeah, it's not what you want to do, probably.
Yeah, yeah. But basically, it started with just using my paycheck, right? I had zero
Hmm.
responsibilities. And, initially I was just like, you know, kind of casually, openly using in front of my girl, who's now my wife. And then one day I took her to a work event, a work party. And in the parking lot, I was like, hold on, before we go in, I'm going to snort this Roxy, which is a 30 milligram
Yeah, yeah.
oxycodone, and she was like,
Literally the worst thing that has
"Oh,
happened to this country.
oh my God, yeah." The I would say so oxycodone hydrochloride and oxycontin are two different things. They made oxycontin completely tamper proof. So, and I think they did that because they're invested in the heroin trade
What
because
do you
they
mean
made
tamper proof?
them.
What has tamper proof?
You can't snort them, you can't shoot them, you can't
Oh,
abuse them
oh.
at all.
They have
And
some mechanism where they have to be dissolved in stomach acid, sort of thing.
yes, and
Interesting.
if you were to, so back in the day, you used to be able to just peel them and then put them, break them up, put them in a spoon, squirt water in there,
Hmm.
and you didn't even have to heat it up. You
Oh,
could
just
cold shoot it. Yeah, you could just mix it and then, you know, like and that's what I have a relationship with. Like I have a psychological like love for the process, for the needle,
that's
for
you're
the
not so interesting tidbit on my side. I actually went to college for psychology. This
okay,
was I always wanted to work. I didn't actually want to work with drug addicts per se. I wanted to work with the criminally insane. That was what interested me. But
nice.
the psychology of addiction is very interesting because you don't.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like smoking cigarettes or whatever. People associate things so closely. They're like when they try to stop smoking, they're like, I can't have my
Hmm.
morning cup of coffee without a cigarette. And it's like to us normies that aren't addicted to anything, you're like, I don't. But then
I
that
can't
whole
understand it. Why
you
can't
can't.
you just
Yeah, but
stop?
there's this whole like there are people that are just like I loved the process of the
Yeah.
thing. You know,
For me, it was registering the syringe, which is pulling blood into it
did
to
that get you like
confirm.
did it
Oh
give
yeah.
you like a pre-high where you're like I know
Yep.
what's about to hit me, like my
Yep.
brain knows.
It
Yeah.
would be so, it's so bad that like it affects you like physically, like when you're
Hmm.
sick and you don't have drugs in your system,
Hmm.
and then you spend hours and hours and hours getting money and then hours and hours and hours trying to cop, and you actually get drugs and you go back and you set up, and all of a sudden you don't feel as sick
Oh, because
because
your body's like, I know what's coming. You
yeah,
have a you. I'm sure you have an endorphin or a dopamine release, and your body's like, your brain is like, I know this is here. I know this is happening. Let's calm down. Everybody, get
yep,
ready for the flood.
yep, and
Hmm.
and that's exactly. But
And there's
there's
also the psychological side of it where it's a security blanket. I imagine.
yeah,
Again, this is from somebody on the outside, but I imagine having something with you is a security blanket where
yeah,
when it's a hierarchy of needs, you're not your drugs fall into one of those base level needs. It's like food
yeah.
where you don't have that security. Everything is about getting that security.
Oh yeah, that's
And
it.
then,
And
but the problem with drug addicts is they can't, because of the cycle of addiction, you can't progress up the hierarchy of needs.
yeah, and that I think was probably the most interesting thing. It was like, okay, now I got high, whatever. Now I can work. Now I can eat.
See,
Now I
I've
can have
never,
sex. Now I
I
can. It's crazy.
it's such a crazy thought to me because I couldn't imagine, I just can't imagine living in that idea of like, now I can do normal things. Like, that's such a weird concept. It's just foreign because I've never experienced that. I have no experience with anything like that.
Yeah,
No, it's
it
weird.
is. It's very very unique. Um, like that moment of pulling blood into the syringe and confirming
It's about
that,
to hit.
yeah, that like I am in a vein,
Hmm.
that means I can
Oh, because yeah,
slam
there's that
in it.
whole thing of you got to find the vein too, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you miss a shot, not only do you waste it all, but it can do a lot of physical damage to you,
Oh,
especially
so
if
there's a
you're.
whole thing around that.
Oh,
Interesting.
dude, I could literally right now go be a phlebotomist. Like
What's a
it's
phlebotomist?
a person that takes blood.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's
It's a good job, man. Go work in a
yeah,
blood bank.
it's not too bad.
That's what's
um,
funny is that is a unique skill that I there is no somebody has to be bleeding out on a sidewalk for me to want to stick a needle in them.
yeah,
Beyond that, there's just no way. I could not. Marley's like, oh yeah, you bloop. I can stick people. It doesn't bother me at
yeah,
all. I'm like, I don't know how you do it. I couldn't do it. I just cannot do it. I have like a
dude.
mental block about needles. Can't do it.
Even so, I was exactly the same. And then there's like you have these like morals and these like standards set, and you're like, yes, I'm eating drugs, yes, I'm snorting drugs, yes,
But at
I'm
least I'm not
smoking,
blah blah blah.
exactly, at least I'm not shooting them. And then one day you're like, dude, I'm spending $200 a day and I'm just getting well, where I see somebody spend $20 and they're like, "Ugh,"
Exactly. Yeah.
and I'm like, fuck this, I'm spending $80 a pill for
Mhm.
oxys when I
Holy
could
shit, that's
go
what
to
that costs on
DC.
the street.
Yeah. Oh,
Holy,
and
I
now it's
just,
more. It used to be $1 a milligram, and
I
now it's
couldn't.
more.
I'm so cheap. I could never be a drug addict.
Oh yeah,
I
the
just,
money
and
thing. I do have to hit that too.
what was that?
The money thing. I have to hit. I have to
Okay,
hit that
yeah.
too.
No,
But yeah, sorry.
I could never. I'm just like, there are so many things where I'm like, I want to buy a gun. I want to buy ammo. I need to buy some real. I can't go spending dumb shit on dumb shit. There's no
S-
way.
So funny thing. Well, it's actually not funny, but I sold every single firearm I owned except one, and it
God
was
damn.
a Glock 19 that my dad bought me, that I had custom refinished by Ford's Custom Gun Refinishing
Where?
in Ford's Custom Gun Refinishing in
That is
Florida.
my. I love Fords.
Dude, they're
My
the ones that did my Chrome AK.
Colt Python. I had it re-blued by them. They do amazing work.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. And if
They're not far. They're
anybody,
only about 45 minutes from us. They're in Crystal
oh
River.
dude,
Yeah.
man, they're so good, man. They,
They're you should see that. So their showroom is nothing to write home about. It is not impressive, but
yeah.
they are the experts. For anybody that's watching that doesn't know this, Ford's is the experts in chrome, gold, nickel, any of those platings on Desert Eagles. So if you
Oh
see
yeah.
like tiger stripe Desert Eagles, Ford's may have done it because they are
Yeah.
like the ex. So they have like their showroom. Again, it's a little shit hovel. It's a little dirty shop because it's a gun shop. It's not
Yeah.
fancy.
Yeah.
When I walked in there, I think they had a gold plated AK, a couple gold plated 50 cal Desert Eagles. Like they had some wild stuff in there, and I was
Oh
just
yeah.
like, "What
If
the
you check
fuck?"
out their archives on their website, they
Yeah.
have a gold Taurus 92,
Oh
24
my
karat gold. I'm like,
god, who would do
why?
that?
Why? But they did my Chrome AK, they
Mhm.
did my Glock 19, and then they did a Glock 26 to match it. So I had a 26 and a 19 that matched. And when I'm saying they refinished the slide, and you know their work, but for everyone else in chat, like the flats are like more kind of matte chrome, and then the rounded portions that would reflect light are like a frosted, kind of like it's this like crazy two-tone shit.
I
It's
can't show it
nuts.
off because of I don't want to risk your channel, but my Colt Python went through a fire. It was
Oh
horrid looking. It wasn't mine. I bought it after it had been through somebody's fire. Sent it to
yeah.
Ford's. They rehashed it. It looks brand new. You can tell that it's been redone because some of the edges aren't as sharp as they would have been from the factory. But
See
I
if you can shoot me a picture, and
don't have
I'll
my phone in front of me. Here, I'll just do this. Everybody, hold tight. You're gonna
maybe
look at my
show
groin
this
for half a
cylinder.
second. Oh, here we
It's
go.
all right.
There you go.
Wow,
Colt
beautiful.
Python mirror finish, reblued in their custom blue.
Wow.
It is so. I mean, you can see the camera. So there are imperfections like there. You see some weld marks, but yeah,
Yeah, that's
they
beautiful.
their shop is incredible.
Have you seen their black chrome?
No, I'm gonna have to go look that up. I
Oh,
haven't heard of that.
they stopped doing it after a while. It was in such high demand. They did a bunch of SIG. Uh, what are the 45s? The two
Two two
two two
two two
two two
fives.
zero.
220s,
Yeah.
P220, yeah.
Yep. 226s and dude, they started doing these because everyone fell in love with the Equinox back then,
Hmm.
and you just couldn't freaking get them at all. And they started putting out pictures all over the place of their black chrome SIGs. Dude, the world like blew up. Everyone was going to Fords, but they used to do my guns. They did my entire AK for $150 in
They
chrome.
are, they have skills that when the old man dies, the original guy that started it, whenever he
Yeah,
dies out, I really hope the young guy that's running it, and when I say young, the young guy's like 50, but the old
yeah,
guy is like 70 something. He
yeah.
has a skill set that is not easily reproduced, and it's very sad. I really hope he has passed all of his knowledge on to his son.
I hope so.
Because he has amazing. The only thing he doesn't do is engraving, as far as I'm aware, like hand engraving. I think when you want that done, they have somebody that they send it to. But
Yeah,
the finishing itself, blue wings, they still do the Colt blue that you can't get from Colt anymore
yep,
because it's
yep,
fucking toxic.
yep. And that's actually just a comment on Opie. Sitting here cold bluing a magazine catch. I hate the smell of cold blue. Hey, read that bottle, buddy. Opie, I care about you, and I don't want you to
It's
breathe toxic fumes.
no.
It's actually
Also,
poisonous.
hot bluing, very easy. Stump
Hmm.
remover. I have a video on it actually. Stump remover and a little pot on like a camp stove outside. Don't do it inside. And then you dip your part in to the right
What's
temperature.
this stump remover
There you
you
go, ammonium.
mentioned?
Yep, there you go. For me, I didn't want to buy a whole bunch of chemicals and have somebody looking at me like, "What the fuck are they?" So you can go to Home
Yeah.
Depot and buy their potassium nitrate stump remover, and it
Yep.
does the same thing.
Yep. Um, talk to chat for 1 second. I gotta step away real quick. I'll
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
1 to 2 minutes.
I'll read comments. Let's go through comments. Phone a
Yeah.
friend. That's a nice
Perfect.
lighter. Somebody has a nice lighter. They were the ones who did my Chrome at and the excellent work from S. Armitage. Know the story. Yeah, we got to get back to the money story. Figure out how he made money. Good luck with that bacon. Before I get off that shit, I wouldn't eat without. Oh, talking about drugs still on the other site. Black Chrome is back. Oh, let me go look it up. I'll have to look it up after this about the Black Chrome. Sitting here, cold bluing a magazine catch. Black Chrome would be epic on a Legion. I've always wanted, funny enough, I've always wanted a Legion, but they're too expensive. I have surplus P226 tastes and a lust for a Legion, and that just doesn't match up. Gerchop, it's me. In the process of hand fitting stem parts while I listen. I need a new set of files. So S Armitage, yeah, I've heard rumor that Nicholson files are not what they used to be. I've heard a lot of people talk about going to either German, like if you really want the good stuff, going to German or Swiss made smithing files. They'll work a lot better. From what I've read and been told, the Nicholson stuff has been moved one to Mexico and then a lot of it to China. So supposedly the quality of Nicholson's is not what it used to be. Babyface, I do not blue on the wife's stove in the kitchen. my wife would murder me if I brought bluing salts into the kitchen. Ricardo S, what's their website? It's Ford's Custom Guns. If you just do a Google search or a DuckDuckGo search, they'll come up. Drugs are bad, okay, but freedom ain't free. The dingo ate the baby. If you don't make enemies, you're doing it wrong. Did you can sharpen files with an acid dip? Yes. So if you do get your files clogged, you can acid dip them and it'll eat some of the stuff on the inside of the file away. Have any brands by name that are legit files? See, that's the problem is I have some Nicholsons for the lathe and they work okay. There is one, what's that guy's name? He runs a YouTube channel. Oh shoot, what's his name? He got big for having like axes and buying hatchets and stuff. Let's see if I can find out who it is. I can't remember the guy's name. He lives up in like Washington or something. He has some videos on some good files, was my point there, but I can't remember. Bing search. Thanks for the reminder, Sensei. don't think I have enemies, but I must be wrong. Being searched. Spoiler: Dark made money going down a wealthy, elderly lady. Might have
Hey, I won't say no.
disease.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, God. You're a good host. Well, thank you very much. Maybe I'll start my own show.
Dark's gigolo name was the
Cougar Slayer. You gotta have a number at the end, like Cougar Slayer 42.
I know, right?
Wrangler Star. John Rice got it right. Wrangler Star. If you go look up Wrangler Star, he has some good videos on. I think they were Swiss made files, and they are muy excelente, but they are expensive. So, they will last you a lot longer than the Nicholsons will.
So a couple quick things before I forget. So to show some love to my boy and Matt, we all miss you and love you. I had said that I was like, bro, I just found out that the knife that I've been carrying is against the law in my state.
Who cares?
And
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, no. But I was like, I need to find something that is still like a tough, durable ass fixed blade, but that is legal mostly. And so he made this. It is a
it's like steel and G10.
Yeah. This is actually micarta.
Micarta, okay.
And what he did is, this dude is so sick that, see how you can't see any like screws or pins or anything?
Yeah.
What he did was he cut pins out of the micarta.
Oh, and then filled the top in?
He literally punched the pins of micarta in. So like in some places, like right there.
Yeah, you can see where it doesn't line up perfectly.
Yeah.
Cool.
And there's a couple spots like that. But so this is the Dark Claw, and it says DLD right there. And then it says his initials, the little heart right there.
That's cool.
And it is 8CR
8CMV.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Dumb sharp, dude. Like it is like crazy, and you can open bottles with it too.
Oh, cool!
And it's got a little blood drain. And the other side says Dark Mavis.
That's cool.
And it's rose gold with little.
Oh, okay. In the lighting, it looks silver. It's hard to see the rose.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I like the
turn the white light off.
The back there that you can just knuckle dust somebody with.
Bro, the comb is like so bad. Like that would be so painful. And he chiseled them down. And this is a dude who literally like he could smith his own tools to smith.
That is a skill beyond skills.
Yeah.
The Shooting Gallerini says, I've wanted a Microtech OTF knife for a while, but they're illegal. So I guess I'll show off and show you what would be illegal in your area. So this is my LUDT. Nice. I carry autos. I pretty much only carry autos.
Nice.
This is kind of my main go-to right here. This is a Troodon. Let's see. Oh, wait. There we go. My Microtech Troodon.
Nice, dude.
I am a knife whore. I'm a Microtech whore specifically. I love. I don't have my
Virginia copper. Totally like changed everything. They thank you. We love Dark because he's real. Thank you.
See, that's what I was saying when we were talking earlier about people faking a YouTube channel. You just got to be who you are, and people who find you interesting and relate to you will tune in,
Yeah.
I need a good blade. Good blade. So too many choices says I need a good blade. A good blade doesn't have to be expensive. Find something with a medium grade steel, have it sharp, keep it sharp, and it'll last you a long time. I wouldn't buy something with like D2, like tool steels. Go a little higher than that.
Yeah.
But no, you don't have to spin an arm. My first blade ever, since we're talking knives now. So what's that?
This is the Emerson.
Makes good stuff.
Here's the interesting thing, and my daughter put a carrot sticker on it, and that's what she does to like Even like my holsters, she put stickers on. My mag carrier, she put stickers on.
God, I'm excited to have
So,
kids.
it's great. So Emerson is too rich for my blood, right? Like it's not something.
Oh, that is a
that-
fancy blade.
Oh, dude, it's a great blade. It's like
Oh
an
yeah.
upswept, like Bowie style, almost like a clip point with an exaggerated upswept.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy. But the cool thing about this is that this is Emerson's are like $150 plus.
Yeah, they're expensive.
The Emerson Wave, like when you take it out of your pocket,
You
it
catch it.
opens
you
up,
open
right?
it. Yep.
And that's how most of my knives are because I can't have an auto. I can have an auto, can't carry an auto in Virginia. And which is crazy because they made like balisongs legal. They made like dirks and like it's crazy. But Emerson's are just too rich for my blood. This is an Emerson and a Kershaw like collab. This was like $35, dude.
I was gonna say if you were looking for a good one, Kershaw's, they make a very affordable knife that are very nicely made. So my first one ever.
You can beat the piss out of too.
Yes. First blade I ever bought, like serious blade, when I was out of college having a job.
Oh,
Spyderco,
nice.
Delica 4, full flat grind in blue. This thing is a freaking workhorse. This thing, it's
dude.
VG10 steel, doesn't rust. I have used this and I carried this thing again. Same time I bought that Glock 19. I carried both of these for like 5 years before I finally had a little. Because my first, your first out of college job, I was making like 18 grand a year. I didn't have enough money to spend on fancy blades. So I bought this, and this thing has served me so well. Prices on these have gone up, though, unfortunately.
Dude, great knives will just like last forever, man. Like,
Absolutely. This one.
Literally.
Let's see what else I have. I have one that I need to send back to Microtech. So this one's not working at the moment. This is my orange UTX 85.
Hang on.
You can see there's no spring tension because it is broken. I got to send it back.
Oh, that's it. You can open that up and fix that easily.
I did. I had opened it up and I was working on it, and I found that I actually bought this one used off of somebody. I found that the blade actually rubs too much on the scales themselves. So it's free. They'll fix it and sharpen it for free. I figured just fucking send it back.
Oh yeah, send it back to him. Shooting Gallery New England, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate you.
Pocket EDC grade again.
Dude, I'm telling you, PW. Oh, I didn't show you. Oh, PWEDC. PWEDC is the way. It's the way, the light, oh, sorry, that's blasphemous. So I know we talked about potentially doing PWEDC on the lowers that we're doing.
Yeah.
We may do like a few of them. The other side will also say PWEDC and have the this picture on it. But if you see what that is, can you tell what it is though?
What sort of pistol it is?
No, what the picture is on.
What is on? Oh, it's a patch.
It's a patch.
Yeah.
Yeah, PWEDC patch.
Nice.
This one doesn't glow in the dark like
cool.
the other one does. Did you did you get your hands on a DLD patch by any chance?
No, but I would love to have one.
Okay, all right. I'll see what I can do for you.
I think I have one. Shooting Gallery, I think, mentioned he had some going out recently, so hopefully his comes in the mail. I got space, so I got helmet space. We could rock.
Oh,
we could rock something back here. I got plenty of Velcro up here.
That's awesome. The dope thing about these is here.
The other thing I picked up too, which is off camera. Can you see body armor way down there at the bottom?
I'm just kidding. What'd you end up getting?
So I went with
let me guess, Hesco's.
What was that?
Let me guess, Hesco's.
I did Hesco 210s. Hesco 210s.
I knew it.
Dude. So well, it's a slickster first off. So the carrier is a slickster. I wanted to go minimalist. I didn't want something that screamed, I'm a commando type dude. I wanted slicksters you can put under a jacket if you needed to. You can kind of, and I do Ranger Green for all my stuff because I live in Florida. Ranger Green's perfect. Exactly. Yes.
And this rips off. This is hook and loop. So if I don't want the,
Yeah, so yeah, I'm a minimalist. Green, I live in a swamp. Green is perfect. It mutes things. It's not. There's no reason for me to be wearing flat dark earth. I don't live in the desert. It makes no fucking sense. So I went range of green for everything. Green or
Fuck yeah,
black.
dude. Yep.
But yeah, Hesco 210s. They had them T-Rex arms had them marked down from 380 to 300 for a pair, and I was like, "Fuck it, let's get some Hescos."
$300.
Yeah, for two of them, but front and back.
10 by 12.
10 by 12s. It was a good deal.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's
it was a
actually
really good deal.
Yeah.
So that's what I went with. And so the previous plate carrier I have over there is an old Eagle Industries,
Yep.
and it had steel in it. And first off, steel is heavy. So from the basic perspective of wearing it all the time, each plate's like 9.5 pounds. That's a fuckload of weight.
Yeah.
Second off, you got spalling. You have to worry about those steel plates. For anybody that's not aware, they don't stop. What is it? M855? No, at 193 out of a 20-inch barrel. Just so anybody's not thinking they do. They don't.
Even out of a 16.5-inch barrel, they have punched through plates before.
Yep. So it'll work.
And that's range ammo, y'all.
Yeah.
that's range ammo. So you better pray they have green tips in their shit.
So the Hescos, funny enough, the green tips, which are supposed to be the light armor piercing, don't do shit. They're too slow. The 62 grains are too slow. The Hesco 210s, I think they're a nice. I did a lot of research. So I actually sat down and did a lot of videos, a lot of research, a lot of looking at and I'm like, let's realistically think, because there are a lot of guys out there that are like, oh, that armor can't take 5 hits from M80 ball. I don't want that. It's like, where the fuck are you going where you're going to have to take 5 hits from 308?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Dude, I will say, I'm the guy that got level 4.
Did you? Oh, those are dope. That's awesome, man.
And you can't tell that they're glow in the dark. It actually takes, you have to really charge it. Yeah. So if you had them, if you're running nods or whatever, it's not going to be glowing.
Nice.
And shit.
No, I need to get one of those from you.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome. But just really quickly, so I got
you went level 4.
2 rigs. So one of them, so I don't really want to get shot.
No.
Yeah, don't plan on it. I'm willing to, depending on the circumstances. So I'll tell you what, I have 3 setups. One setup is level 4 ceramic with level 3A full coverage. So not just like a 10 by 12 3A behind it. It is full coverage from a concealable ballistic level 3A vest. Mm-hmm. I pulled out the inserts. I put them in my carrier and then put the level 4s in front of it. And then on the cummerbund, I took 2 5.5 by 11.5 and put 2, I stacked 2 on each side. So that way it's
So I came at it when I went for it. I went for a couple things. One, I went at it with a price point in mind, because you can go when it comes to, even when you're talking ESAPI plates, getting a used set of ESAPIs, which aren't guaranteed to be good. Mm-hmm. You're talking $600-700 sometimes for large ESAPIs. So I came at it with the price of $300, $400, $500 is all I wanted to spend on 2 plates.
Yeah.
And then realistically, for my area, if I were protecting my house, if I were out front and gunshots popped off, what would be most likely? Yeah. And to be perfectly honest, I think I'd be the most heavily armed in most of my area.
Yeah.
We do have some gun owners around here, but I have the most armory, the most firepower.
Bravo most 6, likely going dark.
Exactly. Most likely, I would be running into pistol calibers. So realistically, I probably could have gotten away with soft body plates, 3A plates. But my thing is, if you're getting shot at, and again, this is all these crazy thoughts that we all have. You're getting shot at, you want to stay in the fight and finish the fight.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a cop get hit on their 3A plates? That shit breaks ribs, and they're
out.
My
boy's aunt was airport police, and she got hit with a 45 ACP.
Oh,
she was in the hospital for a week.
Yeah, that'll break ribs. It'll bruise ribs. It'll puncture lungs.
Couldn't breathe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you want to stay in the fight, I think going above 3A is good. Going hard armor is good.
Yeah.
I don't see myself going up against the people that I know of in this area, I don't think have 24-inch 308s aiming down.
Yeah.
And again, I'm in a city environment. It's not like there are long ranges that you're worrying about. And this is, I mean,
Yeah.
zombie apocalypse style shit. I'm
Yeah.
not worrying about somebody shooting me with a 24-inch 30-06, 308.
Yeah.
So
If
to me, I was
somebody's
like,
got a 338 Lapula on you from like
I'm fucking
600 yards
dead.
away,
There's no way they're
yeah.
gonna scavenge my corpse and take my night vision. It's over.
Yeah.
It's over. But
You better hide that shit.
yeah.
You better put a bicycle helmet on.
But see, I'm gonna actually, what I'm gonna do is put C4, line my helmet with C4, so I get the last laugh when they come to scavenge me. I'll just kamikaze that bitch and blow myself up.
So that's. I got to tell you my other two setups, but go ahead. Go ahead.
So yeah, my realistic threat was you might run into a jogger with an AK,
yeah,
with a
or an AR.
What are those little shit ass AKs? The Dracos, something like that.
Oh yeah, the
You might run
micro
into
Draco
a
or
local,
Wasser.
a local with a Draco or a Wasser, which is a
Or
short
what
barrel.
would be worse is like a fucking SKS,
Oh,
like a
God.
Tapco SKS
With the fucking mag. Oh god. But again, this is rated for that all the way up to armor piercing. You're gonna get armor AP 76239 AP protection.
Is it 3 or 4?
That's a very good question. I don't know the answer to that, and I hope I never find out.
Well, no, I mean, is it level 3 or level 4?
It's in between. It's in between. So they call it a special threat plate. It's not considered 4.
Gotcha,
It's not an NIJ 4, but it's also above NIJ 3 or 3A.
Okay.
So yeah, there's. I mean, I can tell you the L210s.
I remember hearing about it. They actually stopped a lot of shit.
They stop so they'll stop M193 6 hits, 76239, M67, which is your standard ball, 6 hits. M855 and SS109 6 hits, 76239, which is the old stuff, the M30 or M43, 3 hits, and then it will take 1 hit of 76239 API, which is armor piercing incendiary. So
I only have 1 mag of those. So.
You actually have some? Oh, I would love to see it.
Oh, well, an AP, not API. Sorry. It's the copper wash. Hold on. So I bought 20. No, I bought 30
rounds. Yeah, Indisneer said 3+, sort of like 3+. They call it special threat plate.
Yeah. Oh, where are you, bud?
And yeah, so these are, for anybody who's curious with the makeup, they are alumina. It's a alumina ceramic. Alumina ceramic front, and I think it's a high molecular weight polyethylene backing.
Yeah.
And they're really thin. They're about half an inch. They're very impressive little plates. But again, I took into account and I was like, what am I going to get shot at? Probably a 9mm pistol. Probably a 45. Hard armor that's going to stop that is what I need.
25 ACP.
Yeah, dude, little mouse gun. That's what sends me out, is that little mouse gun.
God, man.
And then I blow up the helmet.
Imagine being like, it went through. It went through.
Yeah.
God, I love, man, the Circle 10s and the Circle 11s and the Plum
so
40.
You're truly an AK guy.
Oh yeah. I started my life as an AK guy, and then I realized that if I really wanted to scavenge magazines and ammo off of the corpses of my opposition, then I needed to have both.
See, that's the thing, is you got to have both in your arsenal. And then you go, oh, he's got 7.6239. I'm loaded up. Oh, he's got 5.56. Got plenty of mags for that.
Yep. So I'm gonna create a thigh rig for my Draco while I rock an AR.
Fuck me.
I'm just kidding. A chrome Draco, by the way.
Chrome Draco. There you go.
Yeah. So this is the Chinese AP ammo.
Oh, I've never seen it.
It's just all copper washed. It's steel core. Like if you cut a round open,
it has a big steel penetrator.
Yep, big steel penetrator, and from what I understand, they're fast as fuck.
They're going like 24. They're not as fast as 5.56, but they're You're getting the punch with the weight of the bullet. That's the big thing with those.
Yeah, and they're corrosive as a mug, apparently.
My poor Crink. I forgot to clean it one time after taking it to the range. We shot 7 and 6 out of it. Jeez. Oh, the poor thing. I had to scrub it 2 weeks later because it had rust coming in. I was like, I'm so sorry, Crank. I won't do this to you again.
Man, I know you're going to give me shit, but I apologize in advance. This is my Crank magazine.
Is that a 5.56?
Yeah, it's
So
the SLR 106.
that's at least it's
You
built on
are,
a good parts kit. The
yeah,
SLRs are
yeah,
good guns.
yeah.
Let me
I
see.
love it.
Let me see what I got in mine. Hold on. Oh shit!
Now,
That's something else. Here we go.
now
So
my newest thing is stippling. That's what I'm working
very
on
nice.
now.
These are the commercial Bulgarian mags.
Ooh, nice.
Um,
The slab sides are just
yes,
beautiful, man. Beautiful.
very impressed with these. They are not fully lined magazines,
Yeah,
but when you have
just
ammo in them, doesn't matter.
yeah,
The lining on the top is what's important, and
and on the latch, right?
they're perfect. These things, yeah, front nose and on the latch,
Yeah,
these things work, and they're like $8 a piece or something. They are fantastic magazines.
dude. Will you do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
One day, like in some like drunken stupor. Do you drink at all?
Yes, yeah,
Okay,
probably
perfect.
too much.
I didn't know. You said you were straight edge, so.
No, it's probably that's the one thing I have is a nice beer fridge downstairs. That
Oh,
is
that's right. We talked about
always
the
full.
beer stuff, and yeah. So one night in some crazy drunken stupor, see if you can load 30 rounds of 5.56 in that thing. If you can load 30 rounds of 5.56 in there, I will literally go buy like a freaking trough of those magazines
We'll find out.
because I am so tired of only being able to use those Circle 10 5.56
There was a
mags.
recent import of 5.56 AK mags. I don't remember where they
They
somebody.
are a whole bunch of the metal ones came
Yes,
in.
are they crazy expensive still?
They won't. So all 5.56 AK mags
Aren't
are not the same
really?
spec. Yeah. So like the metal 5.56 mags, not all of them fit in the SLRs. Some of them only fit in the PAPs. Some of them only fit in Chinese 5.56s. I back in the day had a Draco Champion, which if anybody can look it up, a Draco Champion is a
I'm not doing
Draco
anything dirty. I promise.
in 5.56. I know, right? It looks like you're Jeffrey Tubin right
Oh
now.
God!
Oh, I'm almost
I'm
done.
trying to get these damn rounds out.
Oh man. So yeah, actually, yeah, my first Draco was a Draco Champion, which is a Draco in 5.56.
What
Um,
the fuck is it with you and these like retard guns, man?
I returned it. I literally returned it. I
Really?
went back to the gun show. I was like, bro, this shit is terrible. I literally was chambering rounds and it was breaking every 5.56 round. That like this is when Century Arms was in its prime of using 8-year-olds
Of
with Dremels
yes,
to.
of making fucktard AKs. The
Oh, it was
worst AKs I've ever.
terrible,
Do you see some of the rivets on some of those guns?
bro.
They're
Like,
they're bad things.
dude, like they were literally using like short rivets where full rivets needed to be. Nice.
Now we'll
I
switch
think
up.
I think you'll get 17 rounds in there.
Have you tested this before?
No, no, I
Oh.
haven't. I'm guessing based
Ooh.
on curvature, um, and the
I mean,
rounds being slightly
it's
different.
close, but obviously, it's not. Oh, hold on.
Is that an AR mag behind it?
AR mag in the back,
Oh, okay, okay.
so it's kind of close. But
It
yeah,
is.
obviously, it's gonna have a little more curvature for the
Yeah, and
545.
like this is the slight curvature of the 5.56 mag,
Mm-hmm.
which doesn't look too different from the 5.45 mag. And I heard a lot of people. Uh,
Making a mess of my my workbench here. My
yeah, I'm
computer
sorry,
desk.
man. I'm putting you to work.
No, I'm gonna
Um,
test this now. I want to know.
but while you do that, I'll explain my other two setups.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my crazy overt level 4, like I'm straight up going to war, and I don't care who sees me. Level 4 plates with level 3A full coverage with double stacked 3A coverage on the side, which, by the way, remember, the full coverage vest closes like this at my, sides, and then the double layered 3A cummerbund goes around it. So there should be 3 layers of level 3A armor, which, I just didn't want to rock hard side plates. I hate hard side plates.
10 successful.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Now I have a level 3 slick carrier, and this is the slick carrier. This is a tactical scorpion gear, super duper Cordura. I have a
20 successful.
Ooh, nice. I have a hook and loop triple mag carrier on there, but that could just be ripped off. It's held on by tension. Those are the CATI plates.
So I hate to say it, I download my magazines to 28, so 28 is successful and fits perfectly fine. I don't have 2 more in front of me. I can put 2 AK rounds in as well. Hold on. 29, 30. There you go.
Bro. Okay.
So there's 2 5.45s on top, but the rest is all 5.56.
That's crazy.
And here's the important part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it would work. I'm pretty sure it would work.
Okay.
So these particular ones, not I'm trying to sell you. I got these from that fucking guy that does only AKs. AK Operators Union. His website is where I bought these because he had them. He brought in a whole shitload of them. So I bought like 20 of them. I think they're the same ones you can get, though, from like CMMC. No, not CMMG. What's the name of that one?
Surplus?
No, it wasn't AIM. CDNN. They have them for like $7.99 a piece.
Really?
Same fucking magazine, same Bulgarian commercial stamping, same everything. So, hey, it's Crump. So, yes, this looks like you should give it a try because that feed, the only thing is it's a very proud feed.
Yeah.
The AK normally would sit more like, well, not like that, more down, like that.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling this would work pretty well, man.
I'd be willing to if I found out that I had to like correct some things on the feed lips with the Dremel or the locking lug or anything, I would do it because these Circle 10 mags, man.
Pulling these out, I'm not gonna lie, the 5.56 coming out feels exactly the same as the 5.45. The 5.45 is actually worse because it's steel. The 5.56 is nice and smooth, but it doesn't have any more bind or anything. You might want to give one of these. You know what?
Dude, I'm gonna give.
I don't know if I have any spares. I think I only have one left because I traded a bunch off.
Okay.
But
I'll give it a shot. But if
I think you would be impressed with it. I'll
trade you something. Because I couldn't just take it for free. But I would trade you something. But I know I still the EOTech's probably long gone by now, right?
I have one. So I switched up actually. I've been running my Elcan for a long time.
Yeah.
I went back to the EOTech. I put it on my go-to rifle, and I've been using it.
Okay.
So I'm probably going to keep it. But yeah, no, these feed out of here like you would expect any other rifle round. So I'd say go for it. They're probably fine.
Dude, yeah, I'm going to give it a shot.
And they're cheap. They're seriously really cheap, and they're good quality.
Dude, I need to show like the amount of loaded magazines that I have on the ground right now is absurd.
You know why? Because an unloaded magazine is freaking useless. People that don't keep their mags loaded, useless. It's like an unloaded gun. It's useless. What are you going to do? You need to keep one in the chamber in case somebody kicks your door in, and then you deal with business,
I know, right? Like unloaded magazines are just like
they're a liability.
Sacrilegious, yeah.
That's right.
These are 34 loaded magazine AK.
God damn. 7.62. All 7.62.
7.62, 5.56, Glock mags, Scorpion mags.
Oh, you got all your mags loaded. Nice.
Yeah, well, No, because I also got the top of my gun safe stacked up with mags. And then I have this little ottoman that's filled up with. There are a bunch of empty magazines in there. I will say that. I have a bunch of empty
So,
mags in there.
serious question now.
But I have like over 120
How
mags.
old is your kid?
She's going to be 5.
Perfect age. How do you handle guns around your 5-year-old? We talked about this on Hank's podcast on Monday night.
Yeah.
Because, Marley and I are working on having a kid, and I currently,
best
obviously,
part.
I leave guns all over my office because I don't care. It's just the two of
Yep.
us. The dog's
Yep.
not going to go shooting me. But so how do you
So
have you taken her shooting as well? Is she old enough?
I tell her that they don't exist, and no, I'm kidding. So the way I had handled it initially was wrong, and then the way we're handling it now is a little bit more effective, and I'll explain what I mean by that. Couple things. Initially, it was if you ever see a gun, then you don't touch it. You back up. We do this thing. It's called statue. Statue means you freeze. Hands up, don't move. Like if she runs ahead too far when we're out on a walk, and I say statue, it's like,
that's awesome.
And
I could see that ending poorly though.
Yeah.
Because if somebody's waving that gun around, you don't want to be statuing.
Well, so it's more like if you come across a gun unattended, right? Like if it's and I've tested it out with like an airsoft and stuff like that, and now she like sees like like my airsoft gun that I kill spiders with. She'll see it and be like, "Daddy, there's a gun down there." But basically, what I did is I told her, if you ever see a gun, you stop, freeze, don't touch it. You get mommy, daddy, or an adult, or a police officer, or whatever, and whatever. And that's basically all we had said. And then, if you see a person with a gun, you run, you hide, you go to mommy, daddy, an adult, a teacher, or whatever. Unless it's like a police officer or whatever, which, I mean, shit, nowadays you never know. But, I was lacking something with that. What I did is I had said,
smell like grass.
Dark, if your kid goes statue, watch it. Liberals may want to tear her down. Oh, my God.
That was good.
Damn, Joe Morris is on it tonight. So I was lacking with something, and this is how I learned this. I had 4 P80s on my desk. It's at my old place. And it was my gun room, but it was like a different setup. And she was 2.5 or so at the time. And 3 of the P80s, their Glock frames, were stripped. They had nothing in them. One of them had a lower parts kit installed and nothing else. It was just a lower with a lower parts kit. And I had pulled the trigger up and propped it on the safety. And here she is at 2 years old. She comes up and I'm like working on them. And I'm like, "Hey, sweetie, what you doing?" And she reaches up and she grabs the frame. And then she works her fingers up to the trigger and pulls it. And I'm like, oh my God. It was totally instinctual for her to pull the trigger. She doesn't know shit about pulling triggers. Like, why would she do that? It is like
that's an interesting thought process of like, that's like, I mean, the
psychological like
nipple to the cheek sort of thing. They're gonna suckle. You put something that moves when you squeeze your hand, you're probably gonna squeeze. That makes sense.
It's my equivalent to like the red power button on the TV controller.
You're going to put you're telling your brain to push it. Yeah, and, interesting.
I learned that, so I had kind of switched what I was saying, and it still took some time. But I said, okay, now if you are out, if you are at home, if you're out, if you're anywhere, and you come across a gun, you do not touch it. You get an adult, you get mommy and daddy. If anyone else tries to touch it, you stop them, right? And that used to be like where I stopped. But I said, however, if you ever want to see mommy's gun, daddy's gun, let me know. I will make it safe for you, and I will let you handle it.
See,
and that took
that's
away
one of the things.
Taboo.
That's one of the things we talked about on a podcast, on Hank's podcast on Monday. Walter is he has 2 kids that are One is like 2 or 3 years younger than me, so I'm 32. I think his son's like 27, 28, and the other one's like
Okay.
24. And he said he never had an issue because guns were never taboo in their house. It wasn't
Yep.
like, ooh, a gun, let me touch it. It was like, yeah, those things are fucking everywhere. They're dime a dozen.
Yeah.
And that was the same for me. Dad was not a gun person like me, where I have guns.
Yeah.
But he had a shotgun, he had a pistol, he had ammo, he had everything to protect the house, and it was never like a ooh gun. It was always like, yeah, that's just the tool that is in the closet if he ever needs it. So
Yep.
I
Yeah.
think
And
kids get into trouble when they have that like forbidden fruit sort of reaction to it.
bingo. That is exactly what it is. Because guess
Mm-hmm.
what? When I was a kid, I was told we have a gun. You do not touch it. You do not come near it. You do not. You know.
So
And
it
what
was
did I
forbidden
do?
fruit.
Exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
I could not tell you how many times
You were like,
that if you're
ooh,
watching, I'm
gun.
sorry. I was like, I know where it is. Whoop.
Yes.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, rack, rack. I'm a cowboy. Rack, rack.
Oh
And
God.
dude, and like I was a kid, and now my dad kept his one box of 30-30 lever action, which he's come light years from that point, right? I'm proud to say
My
he
dad had a Winchester, not a Winchester. He had a 16 gauge um, pump action 870 Wingmaster. That's what was
wow,
in the closet. 18-inch Wingmaster.
that's awesome.
Oh, that thing is a terror. He still has it. He put a pistol grip on it when I was a kid, and it looks like like the gun, like the shotgun from the Terminator.
Yep,
Oh, it's a
yep.
fucking terrible thing. But
I
he
actually
says that
built. I
it's always worked.
redid that gun from the Terminator.
Really? The
Yeah, the
1897 or
Oh,
1887?
not that one.
The pump one.
The one that Sarah Connor had at the end, the
Yes.
870, with
Yeah.
the wood grip and
Yep.
the for
That's
law enforcement only overfolding stock.
Those are cool.
The
Yeah.
only thing I couldn't do is they had a mod that you could add to the stock because they had holes in the
For the
stock. You
shells.
can add the shell holder, yeah, which I never could find that. But those stocks alone were
Are
going for like
collectible.
$300,
I've
and I
always,
was like, I'm selling
one of
that.
my next purchases, whenever I put the money together, I have always wanted a dinosaur protection shotgun. Who out there
Nice.
knows what that is? What do you protect
The
yourself from with a dinosaur gun?
Spaz 12.
Spas 12. Thank you. You know
Yeah, of
exactly.
course. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted a Spas 12, and they used to go for like 1,000, 1,200, and for whatever reason, the prices in the last like 2, 3 years they're like 2,500 a piece right now. Oof.
Dang, dude. I had a guy at a gun show like beg me to take his. Yeah, and he was trying to sell it for $1,000. And he was like, dude, I'll give it to you for 850.
Let me guess.
And I walked away
If
from
it's the same with me at the time, you didn't have the money for that. You
I
couldn't go.
had the money.
Oh,
I
you
had the
fucking
money.
retarded then.
Dude, I know. I literally just sold an Arsenal SLR 95 that I bought for like $600 for like 1,100,
And
and
you
I had a
didn't buy a
stack in my
Spas 12?
pocket.
What is wrong
It
with
had
you?
the hook on the
Oh,
like
what
it
is
had.
wrong with
I
you?
know, I know, I know, dude. I cannot tell you how many times I've been in a
Think back and you're
situation.
like, oh.
Dude, I can, my when I was at the shop, we had a bunch of employee programs, and I got an AAC SDN6 suppressor, the 30 cal can
Yeah, good
for.
can for that generation. That was the best fucking
Oh
can.
yeah,
Oh,
it was literally like like the way that they built it was like they welded it.
it's a
It,
tank of a
it
can.
yeah, it's crazy. Their first ones, the SDNs, were milled. It said front toward enemy in
Did
the
it really?
front.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
that.
And now they were another like inch and a half longer, 2 inches
Yes,
longer,
they were
which
a
is
lot bigger.
crazy.
The old
Yeah.
SDNs were a lot bigger.
The SDN6 is cool too, but it was like 1080, and I got it for 525. So I had to get that. At that same time, I had. Did you freeze? Are you still there? Did you freeze on me? Oh, is there an F in the chat for Babyface P? Let's go, Babyface. Can you guys still hear me? Oh, oh, oh. Oh, he crashed. He said, "Hold on for 1 sec." All right, he said, "I'll be right back." Um, so I'll statue pose. So while we wait for him, I'll Babyface is not amused. Um, Dark as K. Other guy, no. What's up, Zapov? So he texted me. His shit crashed. Um, so here.
Here we go. Sorry, I crashed.
Yeah, no, you're good. Um, so second setup is the slick carrier setup with the level 3 CATI plates, which are quad bent. So they're bent up to your chest and they're bent down to your love handles. Bro,
Love
7. Yeah, I mean, basically,
Yeah.
I mean, abdomen. And they're only like 7.5, 7.25 pounds each, and they're level 3 steel. And I know, of course, there's a lot of things with steel that aren't like great, but
my argument was it's better than not having anything.
yeah, it's like, what's the application, right? Like, I know I may catch like shrapnel in the throat or whatever, or the arms, but if I need to throw rifle protection underneath a t-shirt and a hoodie, like I wear that to the range because it's concealable, it's rifle grade, threat level protection, and it's super slick. And the plates I can get for under $100.
They're cheap.
Yep, and I can get that slick carrier for $35. It's nuts.
Let me
It's
grab
super
mine.
high
Hold on.
quality. Yeah. And my third setup. Here, wait for me to back. So my third setup though is something that that's nice.
Slickster.
I like
and then I'll show you the
it.
plates. The L210s are awesome plates.
So my third setup is a split carrier as well, but it is a 25-pound tannerite vest.
It's like my helmet with
Yeah,
explosives.
exactly. It's like, all right, what am I going to choose, right? Like, depending on the situation, tummy bars. Yeah, it's like, if I'm going to go, like, joke's on you, bitches.
That's the nice thing is they're like 1/2 inch thick. They're very thin, and they weigh 5 pounds, something like that.
Oh, nice.
So you get rifle protection from 5 pounds. And the rumor is, I haven't seen it tested. I would love for somebody to test it. Is if you actually combine the L210s with a 3A backer, it actually is 308 compatible. It will stop 308s in the backer. The plate itself will slow it down enough where the fragment coming through will stop the 3A backer.
Okay, so it's not rated for 308 or AP 308.
It's not rated for M80 ball, so this isn't rated for 308. This is rated for 5.56 and 7.62 39.
Which are going to be your most likely threats anyway.
In my area, this is probably what I'm going to see. But if you combine it with a 3A, which I've thought about, you can get Kevlar 3As backers. Yeah. They're pretty inexpensive. And then supposedly you are, what they say is you're most likely prepared for a 308. But again, if you're getting shot at by a 308, you just need to get the fuck out of Dodge. You don't need to be there.
Yeah,
you don't need to be wherever you are.
You see a dude with an AR-10 just
get the fuck out.
Pull the Muja and then just get out of there.
Fucking Mujis. But yeah, that's really nice because they're 1/2 inch thick, so they're very thin plates, hard ceramic,
nice.
and they're only 5.5 pounds, so they're very, very light compared to the bigger plates. Like the steel plates are like, I didn't realize how heavy steel was until I put the Hescos on. Those 9.5 pound steels, front and back, compared to 5.5, you don't realize that 3 pounds is a big deal when you're walking around.
Oh yeah, bro.
I just like DB Cooper Tannerite flower pots.
That's great.
Gasoline in the sprinkler system and Tannerite flower pots,
dude. And I'm gonna have a pretend dog that is just sitting
ATF's
there
gonna be.
Yeah.
I think you pull like a wrong target.
Yeah. I may have started another channel, guys. It's called Energetics, and there's no content on it yet. I may have some other content ready to go up on there. But I also I'm not going to put content on it until I get 100 subs. Once we get to 100 subs, I'll
What's
put
the? How do you
something
spell
very
it out?
special.
Spell it out.
So
Spell
it
it.
is INNER space Jedi JEDI space X. Now it's going to be very difficult to find,
Oh
maybe
fuck yeah, it is.
because
God damn, it doesn't even come
YouTube
up.
knows that it's me. Um, Here, I'll do this. Hang on.
I'm gonna see if I can find it. How would I find it by channel?
I'll throw the link
God damn,
in the
it is
chat.
impossible to find.
Dude, I think it's either because I
It
am.
might be because it's tiny.
Oh my god, why do people do this? 3D printed Glock auto convert, like, dude.
Did you see the video that came out? Oh shit. They went to serve a warrant on some guy last week in
I
like
heard,
he had
and
an
he
auto
let
sear on
go
his
with,
Glock.
bro. And it was probably like the worst thing about all this is it was probably like a $35 Wish auto sear. Like, what a gut punch to the to the ATF or whoever it
I
was.
I don't want to shit on the dead cops, but if you watch some of their stuff, they were very lax. They're serving this. They're in the
Yeah,
the fatal funnel of that door, just like, come on out, man. Hey, man, come on out. Come
yeah,
on. You got a warrant. It's like, fuck that. I am not standing in front of that door. I'm
dude.
not a cop. I can't really say anything, but I'm like, I am not getting in front of a door when you're serving a warrant on it. Maybe it's just a different world that I'm in, but
Yeah, I mean, I think like you kind of get
you're probably
kind of
so you get lax, I would imagine. You're so
yeah,
used to serving warrants day in and day out and nothing really serious happens. You're probably
yeah,
just like, it's just another warrant. And that's when the dude has a Glock auto sear.
yeah. And I
Alex Bestoso.
whether it was that or a binary trigger on a 5.56 or like
It
like
just it goes to show that laws, because this guy wasn't even allowed to have that gun. He was a felon in possession of a firearm to begin with, I
yeah.
believe.
So why not go full?
What the fuck is the point of any of these laws if it's stopping me from owning it? That's what it's
But
doing, because I'm gonna
that's
follow the law.
yeah,
That dude that's not supposed to have the gun anyways is gonna go order a Wish Glock auto sear, and he doesn't care because he's already a fucking criminal. He doesn't
yeah.
care.
It's gonna be the same charge. They may hit you like a little bit more with it.
You
Y'all,
want to hear
let
a
me know if
story?
this pulls it up.
You want to hear a crazy story about cities, municipalities dropping charges? There was a guy. Oh, let me subscribe to it real quick. Yeah, got it.
Quick little shout out just before your story. I back on knives. I hate Gerber knives.
Yeah,
I
they're okay. They're okay.
it looks like a Benchmade. Everyone's like, oh, it's a Benchmade, but it's not. It is a Gerber. It's a Gerber '06 Fast, bro. This is like my like duty.
Yeah.
Like this thing. Now you gotta like find a perfect way to flip the safety and then flip the lever.
Oh, it has a
But
safety on it.
yeah, so it's a pain in the ass, but I've got it to the point where like you can't really tell that,
Yeah, no, that was
I have to
clean.
click
Clean,
it.
clean, clean.
So yeah,
I
you can
just
get these
I
while
have
you're
a
rolling.
button, and
Yeah,
I just
but buttons work too. I'm
so,
more of a flipper kind
I
of
love
guy
a flipper, man. A good
myself.
flipper knife with the finger. There's something about it.
Dude, this
CRKT makes good shit too. For anybody out there that is more on a budget, CRKT does make some good budget stuff as well.
yeah, and this
Um,
one's like 40 cents. Got the nice hammered steel than the hammered G10. Sorry,
what's
my
the
bad.
one? Anyways, yeah, last story of the night, because it is midnight where I'm at, and I still have work tomorrow morning, and then I have to
Yeah,
travel tomorrow, so I got to get moving.
thanks.
Person that was living across from my parents, this trashy house across from where my parents are, dude living in there was a drug dealer. Literally, he had a rap sheet a mile long for
Mhm.
dealing.
Yeah,
This just goes to show how the state will drop charges or combine charges into one. He almost got killed by my dad because we had cameras around and dad still has a video of it.
yeah.
The guy was mouthing off or something, and dad's the bulldog type that doesn't want to back down.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy comes across the street onto the front of the driveway and starts walking towards him because he's mouthing at him. Dad has his gun out, and it's like a couple more steps, and that dude would have had holes in him because, 65-year-old dude with heart problems, and you're not going to take a chance with a young 26-year-old beating you to death. So
Yeah,
he got lucky.
no.
Got lucky.
Well, and plus he could get the gun from him, right?
Exactly. So yeah, he would have been fine shooting him. Didn't end up shooting him. The guy backed off, and they went their own ways. A week later, mind you, my parents live in Tampa. The very south end of Tampa is MacDill Air Force Base. So your military story reminded me of this as well. Guys in South Tampa selling oxys on the street. He was found with like 200 of them in a bag when they finally found him.
Oh.
The going through a light at like 3 o'clock in the morning, has a collision with somebody, drugs in the car, guns in the car, gun by felon, all sorts of shit. So he takes off heading southbound on Del Mabry, which the end of that road is directly into the military base.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to the military base and doesn't fucking stop. Breaks through their gates. Hops a Yui, breaks through the other gate and leaves. I don't know how the fuck the guards did not open fire. There is a man driving high speed at your gate and smashes
car bomb.
How the fuck did they not shoot his ass?
That's crazy.
They didn't. So he whips a Yui in the front of the area and comes back out knowing that, oh, fuck, it is a military base.
Yeah.
Parks the car behind a McDonald's around the corner, and the cops end up catching up to him. They follow the trail of everything, and then, oh shit, there's the car with the damage. There's the guy that's with it, and he's got 200 oxy, a bunch of Xanax, and a fucking loaded gun. So, felon with a gun, repeat offender selling shitloads of drugs.
I'm sorry, real quick. I could just picture the cops like going into the military base and then like doing a U-turn through the other broken gate. Like,
yeah. Follow the oil trail. He gets a reduced sentence. The prosecution cuts a deal with him where they combine everything together. He gets a reduced sentence of like 7 months probation. I'm not fucking kidding with you guys. He gets like 7 months probation. He ends up moving out of the house he was at. Luckily.
That is crazy.
What does it take to lock somebody up? Repeat drug offender, felon with a gun, like 300 pills on him, and he breaks through a military gate.
Dude,
what does it take?
And he probably didn't have any restitutions or didn't have to pay anything back. He did I don't know what it is, dude. Like, when I got in trouble, dude, I like for some weed, I was facing 1 to 5 just by the Lord
nuts.
Was like, no,
for
this
a
isn't
social
distribution.
Drug. That is nuts. This dude was selling prescription opioids and Xanax, but that's and he had a felon with a gun. What does it take to send this guy to prison?
Dude, it's nuts, man. That's crazy. So what, did he get out and like murk somebody or something? Or
we haven't heard anything. Dad, I don't know if he left, so he left the neighborhood, so I don't know if Dad followed up on him, but I just was so shocked when they were like, prosecution dropped pretty much everything, combined it into one charge. The guy pleaded guilty. He didn't plead no contest. He pleaded guilty. But he got like a 7-month probation and was like out with an ankle monitor. It's like, what the fuck did you
snitched, honestly?
He may have. He may actually have, because he was too stupid to be the top of the totem pole. There was no way he was top of the totem pole.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. It's
just amazing that he's back on the street.
Dude, it's nuts, man.
Anyways, it is 12:10, and I really got to get some sleep. So.
No, I appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much for coming on. This is like awesome. Probably one of the coolest shows that we've ever had.
Yeah, next whenever you guys want me back next, you let me know. It's always, as much as I love doing Hank's show, this is always fun because it's always wild. It's more crazy. Hank's is very centered.
Yeah,
it's a lot more off the cuff.
We like to have fun. We also like to, make no money off of our YouTube videos. So
me too.
Perfect.
I don't make anything. So,
but I'll end on this, and then I'll do my little speech, which you don't have to stick around for. But
no, I'm here. I'm here till the end.
We do give every guest the opportunity to name the stream that they're on. So, being our honored guest, what would you
Can I think on it for a minute?
That's what I'll name it. Can I think on it
Can
for
I
a
think
minute?
on it for a
I'm
minute? There
just
you
kidding.
go.
No, I'll give you a minute.
What did we talk about? We talked
Dude, we
about
talked
anything.
about a lot of
I
shit.
know.
We
What did
talked
we
about
talk about?
armor, knives, guns, 5.56 and a 5.45 mag.
That's what it should be called. 5.56 and a 5.45.
Okay, nice. I like
5.56
that.
and a 5.45. Just
Beautiful. I got
done.
it. Cool. Well, to all of you guys out there, thank you so much for coming in. I mean, we basically like averaged around 50 people mostly the whole time, and
Pretty good.
yeah. Hey, and for all the people giving CRS a hard time, like, come on, like, be nice, guys.
What did he do? I gotta go look.
Oh, the end is near. 308. This has to be for your plates, I'm guessing. No, I'm joking. Thank you, the end is near. Beware. I appreciate the 308. So, guys, I'm going to end it on what I always end it on with my little speech, which is always be kind in everything you do. It's so important that we just go about our lives being kind to each other and be compassionate, considerate, and come from a place of contribution, contribute to others, and the more that you bless others, you will become blessed. And also make sure that you are becoming as skilled in violence as you possibly can be, and of course only for the purpose of self-preservation, and just be the most dangerous motherfucker that you possibly can be. And with that, guys, we're out. Thank you, Babyface P, for coming. Oh, where can they find you?
YouTube.com/babyfaceP or Instagram is baby_faceP. Instagram, I post my daily dumb shit. YouTube, I try to post once a week. I've been pretty bad lately, but we'll come back to it. We got more stuff coming, so get prepared.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you check out the other channel, Energetics. Go sub to Babyface P if you want to learn about some dope ass shit, some AK shit, some nods, and all sorts of cool Florida boy stuff. All right, y'all. Later.